Baseball Tonight, presented by Miller Lite.
There is that old saying in baseball, if you build it, they will come. They built Miller Park, and the All-Star Game has arrived. 73rd All-Star Game here for 2002. Welcome, folks, to a steamy Milwaukee. A perfect night to see home runs fly out of the ballpark, and we'll take you right up to the Home Run Derby. Buck Showalter, Rick Sutcliffe are both here to discuss all those things. Chris Berman will handle the play-by-play call of the Home Run Derby, and Boomer, so far I can tell you this, we're sitting out in right center, target practice is on, and a lot of balls have actually gone over our heads.
All right, Carl, thank you very much. We are down here in the field where we are going to be in about an hour entertained by the greatest sluggers in baseball. Joe Morgan with me, one of the great players and Hall of Famer, and good to see you again.
Good to see you.
Mike Piazza will be with us shortly, and he's taking batting practice in that mustard National League uniform, which looks good on the brats here, by the way, Joe. I don't know about anything else. It is hot. If you've just figured it out, it's about a 3-shirts day. But I'll tell you what, when we think of home run derbies, who can forget Mark McGwire at Fenway Park when he literally peppered the Mass Pike? He did not win it, but it's as if he won without winning it. Sammy Sosa in Atlanta hitting, Joe, we didn't know there was a transformer way out there in center field.
I thought the time that Sammy Sosa had in 1999 was the greatest ever in the home run derby. He had the most fun. He hit the farthest home runs I've ever seen.
And then last year, Jason Giambi had a ton in the first round, but it was Luis Gonzalez who ended up winning in Seattle. So sometimes you hit a ton in the first round, but you got to keep on going. And I guess, Joe, every now and then your arms, you just get a little bit weary. Now, it is hot. So, A, that's good for balls traveling. B, we watch Bonds and Sosa take batting practice among the others. What have we seen thus far other than Titanic Blast?
Well, first of all, this is a small ballpark anyway. The ball carries very well. I mean, they actually hit balls. They hit the scoreboard in center field, knocked out chips in the scoreboard. So I expect to see some real prodigious blasts.
Chips, or
just chip the scoreboard.
And Sosa and Bonds in particular went on. And here they are. And now look at this. Is Barry Bonds, Joe. Now, you got to be kidding me. Well, now here's Sosa.
Well, watch this one. It'll take a chip out of the scoreboard right there. Look at the glass falling. Unbelievable.
And there's Jason Giambi, who told me last night, says, I know I had 13 or 14 in the first round in Seattle. I'm going for 20 in one round. Here is our field. We have Konerko and Sexton and Torrey Hunter and Sammy. Well, this is kind of in an out and about way here. They hit this way. Konerko and Giambi, Sexton, Berkman, etc. Berkman leads everyone with 29 home runs. But I asked him, he's standing there with Sosa and with Bonds. I said, do you feel out of place even though you lead the majors in homers? He goes, yeah, I do.
Well, that's probably because he has never led, the major leagues in home runs or led the league in home runs. You're always kind of the underdog. You always look at the stars, the Sosas, the Bonds, and so forth. So he probably does feel a little bit out of place. But guess what? He belongs here.
Well, guess what? A 360-foot homer stroked nicely over the right field fence is the same as 450 chipping the scoreboard, right?
Exactly.
Last time I checked, it's 1-1. Joe and Mike Piazza will join us for the call, Ravi, at the top of the hour. We're ready for some long ball.
Boomer, thanks. We'll check back with you shortly. Rick and Buck, I tell you, that shot that Sosa hit, the shot that Bonds hit, 450 feet is the longest home run ever hit in this ballpark by Sean Green. That's not going to hold tonight.
It's not going to hold tonight. And I tell you what, I like the hometown guy, Richie Sexton. He knows that draft that comes right out here where we're sitting in right center. He'll be going that way.
Feeling pretty comfortable sitting out here?
No, not at all. I got a big guy here blocking. He's a lot thinner than he used to be. But, the other thing to keep in mind, the biggest problem I saw in home run derby contest is getting your adrenaline under control and trying to keep the ball fair, especially early in it. You can get some good home run hitters out of the competition early because they can't get that adrenaline under control.
I tell you what, everybody seems to be under control because anything they hit is leaving the ballpark. The home run derby at the top of the hour, but a lot more to do until we get there. Harold and Tony Gwynn will join us from the field, talk to some guys during BP. It's a good thing that Derek Lowe and Kurt Schilling aren't pitching batting practice in this derby. Nobody would hit one. They're your starters, and we'll relive 1982. Speaking of home runs, Harvey's wall bangers. That's all next as we continue from the home run derby.
Baseball Tonight, presented by Miller Lite. Life is best told at a place called Miller Time.
Welcome back, folks, to Miller Park. The Home Run Derby set to get underway at the top of the hour. This, of course, once was an American League town. Robin Yount is one of the honorary captains representing the National League. The All-Star Game has become an American League symbol. The American League has won the last 5 in a row. Joe Torre has been involved in 5 since 1997. Today he announced his starting lineup.
Hi, I'm Joe Torre, and this is the lineup for the American League in Tuesday's All-Star Game. Leading off and playing right field will be Ichiro Suzuki. What can you say about this man? I think after Ted Williams passed, they talked about hitting 400. Well, I think his ability, if there is going to be another player, it could very well be him. At third base, batting second, Shea Hillenbrand. This young man really gets your attention as far as a hard-nosed player, and I think the fans are going to enjoy watching him play. Batting third, I guess you could say one of my 5 shortstops, but he's pretty darn good. And that's A-Rod, Alex Rodriguez. He'll bat third and play shortstop. My own guy is the cleanup hitter, Jason Giambi, who's gotten off to a great start for us in New York, and probably one of the main reasons we're in first place. Manny Ramirez is going to play left field, and he'll bat fifth. He's had some injuries early on, but hopefully he's back healthy again. Batting sixth, Jorge Posada. It's his first chance at starting an All-Star game, and there's one reason for that, Pudge Rodriguez. But he's been injured, and he did not make the trip this time. Batting seventh, the first-timer, Torrey Hunter from Minnesota. He's a great center fielder, and he's had some great offensive numbers, and I know he's excited about being on this All-Star team. Another excited young man is Alfonso Soriano. He's my second baseman, and he'll bat eighth. A very aggressive young guy, and you're going to enjoy watching him because he's got a smile on his face and really enjoys playing the game. And my starting pitcher, who was on my squad a couple of years ago as a closer, Derek Lowe. He's the leading, as far as I'm concerned, he was the leading candidate to start this game because of the number of wins he had.
Hi, Joe. Thank you very much. We'll hear from Bob Brenly a little bit later on, and also have much more on Alfonso Soriano. But the last guy he talked about was Derek Lowe, who pitched in relief in 2000. He's going to get the start. Everybody knows he's a sinker ball pitcher. This is a home run ballpark.
Yeah, well, I talked to Derek before tonight's batting practice, and he was telling me that he just has a mentality to be a starting pitcher. He's also got the stuff to be that. He was terrific as a closer, the first guy ever to have 40-plus saves and also throw a no-hitter in his career. But it's the sinking fastball that is the strength of Derek Lowe. And when you talk about the great closers, Ravi, they've all got an out pitch. They've got a changeup, they got a slider, or they throw 100 miles an hour. Something that is not put in play. That's not the strength of Derek Lowe. He puts the ball in play, and when you do that, a lot of times an error or maybe a chinker here and there results in a blown save. He just wasn't comfortable in that role. He's real set where he's at now.
In that game against the Atlanta Braves earlier this year, he threw 107 pitches, and he told us July 4th, Buck and I did the game at Fenway. 98 of those were sinkers. Is that all we'll see?
Well, that's all we're going to see tonight mostly. You'll see some breaking balls when he starts the game, but he's going to go back to that closer's mentality if he's just throwing an inning or two. He's going to go out there at 100%. The key to that sinker, though, Ravi, he can change speeds with it. Sometimes he's more effective when he doesn't throw it as hard.
Buck, you look at the role of the manager here. You have all these guys who are starters. There have to be sort of come in as relievers. Is that a difficult challenge?
Yeah, it is. You got to keep in mind you're trying to give guys back to their club healthy. But at the same time, you have to script the game out a little bit. You got to watch the score because you don't want to get caught thin for extra innings. If you're way ahead or way behind, then you start trying to get everybody in the ball game, the guys that can pitch. But one of your biggest challenges is you got so many starting pitchers that are used to getting as much time as possible. As you well know, Rick, having pitched in relief as a starting pitcher. And it's very challenging to let those guys know in advance, especially with a National League game where the pitcher's hitting, giving them enough time to be ready, making sure that they are able to get completely in a position. You can't get yourself caught thin late in the ball game. You got to make sure that you tell somebody you're going to be a guy that's back. You're going to be our ace in the hole if we go into extra innings. Rick, it's got to be tough on a starting pitcher.
It really is tough, and you remind me of a situation back in '89 when Bo Jackson hit that unbelievable home run to Deb Center. A couple of guys on, manager Tommy Lasorda told John Smoltz tonight to get to the pin. Well, as we're running down to the bullpen in Anaheim, that was all concrete. We're on spikes. We end up on top of each other, flipped upside down. Lucky nothing got hurt.
This is not one of those classic matchup situations. Couldn't you conceivably say you're going to pitch the first through second inning, you're going to pitch 3, you're going to go 4 or 5, so that these guys know when to warm up, or no?
Yeah, you do, but at the same time, you got to keep in mind if a guy can't get through that one inning, now the whole thing changes, and you got to have a relief pitcher, or you have a guy that knows he's that go-between guy. Yeah. Every pitcher needs to know when he's expected to pitch and what might happen if that changes.
And those hitters let you know how far you're going to go too sometimes.
Buck talked about these guys in the home run derby getting all jacked up. We saw in '99 Pedro Martinez go out and strike out 5 of the first 6, ultimately hurt his arm to the point where it still hurts. Schilling also had to take some time off. How do you as a pitcher sort of gear down?
Well, you can't if you're Curt Schilling, because he has to go out there and throw 95 miles an hour to strike people out. He told me to before batting practice day. His goal is to strike out the first 6 guys he faces. He doesn't know who hit 7, but he said, I hope I see him in the World Series.
Get out. That's a risky proposition. Okay, fellas. Well, not a risky proposition to manage this thing, although you do open yourself up to a great deal of criticism. However, the caveat is, in order to be here as a manager, you had to be in the World Series the year before. Bob Brenly brought a bunch of Arizona Diamondbacks, including Curt Schilling. He brings us his starting lineup.
This is Bob Brenly, manager of the National League All-Star team, and our lineup is going to stack up this way. Leading off, playing second base, Jose Vidro from the Montreal Expos, one of the best switch hitters in the game, equally adept from either side of the plate, a very valuable weapon to have at the top of the order. Batting second is the first baseman from the Colorado Rockies, Todd Helton, having another tremendous season. I don't care if he's in Colorado or any other city in the National League, this guy can hit. Batting third, a very familiar name to baseball fans out there, the left fielder from the San Francisco Giants, Barry Bonds, set the bar extremely high last year and will continue to do so every year the rest of his career. Chasing him in the lineup and in a lot of other ways, Sammy Sosa, the right fielder from the Chicago Cubs, one of the more entertaining players, one of the more popular players in all of baseball. We're glad to have him on our ball club. Let's see, batting fifth. Playing center field, an unusual position for him, Vladimir Guerrero from the Montreal Expos, another exciting player capable of doing damage in a variety of different ways, a legitimate 5-tool player, fun to watch, tough to compete against. Batting sixth, the catcher from the New York Mets, Mike Piazza, will eventually go down in history as the greatest offensive catcher in this game. Always a threat to go deep at any time he comes up to the plate. Following Mike Piazza will be the third baseman from the Philadelphia Phillies, Scott Rowland. Scott Rowland, tremendous defender. Offensively having a little bit of a down year, but that will not stop him from having a big game on Tuesday night. Following Scott Rowland, teammate Jimmy Rollins, a shortstop from the Philadelphia Phillies, another switch hitter, another guy who's very adept at getting on base, and once he gets on base, we're going to turn him loose, let him use those legs, a very important part of his game. And the pitcher for the National League squad, a guy of my own, Curt Schilling, a right-hander. Tremendous season last year, tremendous postseason this year, and even better start to the 2002 season. We're looking for at least an inning or two out of Curt in the game tomorrow.
All right, Bob, thank you very much. You know, you got 5 American League shortstops, right? Nomar, Omar, Jeter, Vizquel, Tejada. The starting shortstop for Philadelphia, Jimmy Rollins, who will start in this game, is probably the 6th best-known shortstop at this ballgame.
I don't think there's much doubt, Carl, that he's the best shortstop in the National League right now at a very young age. The thing I love about Rollins is he is a winning player. You know, there's so many things that he can do. He hit the ball out of the ballpark. He runs well. He defends well. And I think he really cares about winning baseball games. One of the things I used to love to do in watching tape after a game is watch players' off-ball reaction to situation. Whether they're in the dugout reacting to a play on the field, whether it's 7-0, 7-1. I think he brings a real intensity, and it's a real testament to his parents. And I think he never gives in to the lure of mediocrity. And he's going to be part of the answer there instead of part of the problem.
Off-ball, of course, if the ball's hit to second, what he's doing at right field. How about off-ball reactions from guys? If something happens to a teammate or something happens to his team and you see body language, is that something you can get a sense of?
You know, Carl, I used to get a lot of grief about watching my tape. One thing I love to do, at Yankee Stadium, the camera would go across into our dugout. And you had to get out of the dugout, Rick, to see if a home run was fair or foul or left the ballpark in right field. And one of our guys hit a ball down there in the air. To me, if you didn't get up out of the dugout to look and see if it left the park fair or foul, you didn't really care a whole lot about it. Jimmy Rollins was the guy that's going to get out of the dugout.
I remember a lot of the rookies jumping up real quick, hitting her. We all did it once.
You're a little taller. I never had that problem.
Let's talk about we do have the 5 American League shortstops here. You could probably make an argument for a couple more of them, certainly in the National League. But expanding the rosters, Brenly says this has been a very difficult proposition to pick a team. You leave some guys off. You give credence to the idea of letting more people in?
Ravi, this is the best show on earth. Why wouldn't baseball have everything they can possibly have here to put that show on with? The only reason is cost. And what you do then, don't give bonuses for making the All-Star team. Do what the New York Yankees do. They expect their players to be here. If you expand it to 35, you always let the fans vote for the starter. Then the fans, Ravi, get that 35th pick.
Yep.
But after that, Buck, I think it's so important. You know better than I. The managers already have a consensus in place. Let the manager of the team pick half the pitchers, half the player. They can take care of their guys. But after that, go to that consensus to fill out the roster.
I always felt like the fans picked who they wanted to see, regardless of what type of season they were having. It was up to me as a manager to pick who deserved to be there. The problem with 35 for me is how do you get them all in the ballgame? I would love to have 35 to pick from in 95. We only had 25 in, and it's really tough.
The argument, though, that it's almost like the NCAA tournament. Now 64. Everybody argues about the 65th team and then the 6 that didn't get in. No matter how much you expand it, you're always going to have the next 5 be argued about. There's always going to be that, what about this guy stuff?
Well, you know, but that's the manager's problem. And there's a lot of guys right here. You ask them, you want to come to the All-Star game and not play or not go at all? They'll put the uniform on and show up.
Tell you what, I wouldn't mind seeing in a home run derby. How about putting a guy who's leading the league in home runs in it? Don't require him to be a member of the All-Star team.
That's a joke, isn't
Let
it?
him come and hit. Jim Thome should be hitting in the home run derby. All right, folks, a lot more to do here on this edition of the Baseball Tonight from the Home Run Derby. The guys who are on the field. Derek Jeter is back. He's healthy. Shortstop number 2, Nomar. Manny and Ichiro giving some hitting tips, and Sasaki is there as well. Barry Bonds getting set, folks. Will he win the Home Run Derby? We'll find out. We'll also look back at some amazing home runs and the significance they've had in 2002. Stay with us. Baseball Tonight from the Home Run Derby continues. There's a man who will be synonymous with home runs forever, and also success here in Milwaukee. The great Hank Aaron statue outside of Miller Park in Milwaukee. All right, folks, batting practice continues. We just had one go to the upper deck, which was at least 450 feet away from home plate. Down at home plate, and joining us now on Baseball Tonight is Harold Reynolds. Harold?
Hey guys, the ball is flying out of the ballpark today, and I tell you what, they put on an exhibition yesterday during the features game. Somebody is definitely going to hit the ball out of here today. We're going to get some other guys to talk to you here in a minute, but right now, back to you, Carl.
All right, Harold, thank you very much. And Harold waits, and that's true. Yesterday in the Futures game, they literally had guys hitting balls out of the ballpark. There are spots here where there are big open spaces. Believe it or not, they built this ballpark with a retractable roof, and they don't have air conditioning. They don't have heating early in the season. They don't have air conditioning, but they do have these vents and these huge windows. Somebody will hit a ball out of this ballpark.
I think they will. I know one thing. One of the keys is going to be the batting practice pitcher. I can't believe they didn't put air conditioning. There's ways to save money, and they certainly did.
I tell you what, yesterday in the celebrity game, Ryan Sandberg about hit a softball out of the regular fence. So that tells you something.
All right, let's go back down to Harold Reynolds now with a couple of the players. Harold?
All right, stand here with A-Rod. A-Rod, man, you turned it on the last couple of weeks, started to get some power stroke. You going to need it tonight?
I'm going to need it. Usually I do a good job of embarrassing myself here.
I was going to say that next.
Contest.
So what are you going to do different?
Nothing. Just have some fun. I got a secret weapon. Brought in Jamie Quirk from Texas, so he's going to help me out.
Oh, you got your own pitcher. You've been learning.
I've been trying.
Now, you've been in Vegas. You did that there, and now you're here.
I've kind of embarrassed myself internationally.
And what about Torrey Hunter here? He got a what do you tell the rookie in this thing?
He's my sleeper.
He's a sleeper?
Rookies always have a good shot. They don't know where they're at.
Torrey, you can turn to the camera so people can see you. What do you think of your first contest, man?
I think it's pretty big. You know, I'm out here. I'm trying to soak it all in. I just asked him for some advice. You know, what do you think about hitting the ball? He said he thinks about hitting it up the middle and not pulling the ball. So I'm trying to soak that in and take his advice.
Oh, now in the home run contest, you're thinking up the middle and not trying to yang?
Yeah, you know what happens if you try to pull, you're so excited, you start hitting balls fouls and you start rolling over. So if you think up the middle, you have more of a margin for error, and hopefully you can drive some balls 400 and 500 feet, like my boy Torrey's going to do.
500 feet. All right, you heard it from Alex. He's going to hit a ball 500 feet today. No, I'm just playing. Carl, we'll throw it back up to you, buddy.
All right, Harold, there's a guy now in the batter's box who's very capable of hitting one 500 feet, especially in this jet stream.
Very nervous sitting right here.
This is probably not the best seat, although if you want to catch a ball, this is a pretty darn good seat. That was a quick comment there by A-Rod about Jamie Quirk. Having your own pitching coach does help a little bit, doesn't it? The guy who throws a BP every day, that actually helps.
I tell you what, that's as important as it can possibly be. It's as important as the hitter is. And the key to throwing good batting practice is to start with the four-seam fastball. Get your fingers situated where you can pull and create true true backspin, almost like shooting a free throw. And as A-Rod said, don't pitch in. They'll be able to pull the ball. These guys are big and strong enough to hit it out to dead center. Start it out middle of the way, try to elevate about the thighs so that they can use the gap. Ravi, it's only 370 to the gaps here. It plays real legitimate there. The problem is everybody calls this a home run park. It's not as much that as it is. There's been some bad pitching here for Milwaukee.
You just heard 3 Barry Bonds shots. Let's quickly go back down to Harold Buck. We'll get a comment from you in a second. Harold?
All right, hey, Richie Sexton standing right here. You know he's a Milwaukee guy, and Richie, you're in the big contest. That's us right there, big fella.
So many
What's your idea here?
Just try to get one early, and then if you can get one early, you tend to relax a little bit. And main thing is to get in the groove. Stay up the middle and don't try to yank everything.
Well, I've heard that. Alex Rodriguez said that, and he was telling Torrey Hunter the importance of that. You learn that through experiencing these things, or just by trying to hit home runs in practice?
No, I'm typically not very good at these, so I'd say for the most part just BP every day, working on going up the middle, and the ball seems to fly. So you got to just try to take that mentality in there.
All right, man. Good luck to you. Thank you. Hometown favorite. He's going to get a big cheer. Sammy, what's happening, brother? We're live right now, so I just want to tell you that we're on that camera right there. Sammy Sosa right here. Sammy, you've been my pick in the home run contest. You better come through. What's your philosophy, man?
Well, first time you pick me, I guess I have a chance to win.
The first time.
Because you only picks the best.
Exactly. Thank you. So, Sammy, it's good to see you back. Had a few days off. Everything okay at home?
Yeah, everything is perfect, thank God. And it was a little emergency that I got to leave, but right now everything is okay. My wife went through the surgery. Everything is perfect, so I'm just happy to be here and trying to have some fun tonight.
Now, I've already said somebody's going to hit a ball all the way out of this stadium. And I said, Sammy's my man. What do you think?
Well, my main concern here tonight is, trying to put in the show. I know it's going to go far. But, when I know I'm ahead of everybody, I'm going to try to go.
All right. He's trying to go for the big one out of here. All right, you heard it. He said if he's up, he's going to try to send one all the way out of here. Carl, back up to you guys.
All right, Harold, thanks. And Harold will continue to get us the interviews down there. You're going to say something about, was it about pitching?
No.
You had nothing to say.
My problem throwing batting practice was always through the cutter. You got a nice cross-seam fastball and everything, but I always cut the baseball. Those guys never wanted to hit off me.
You trying to get them out?
No, I wasn't trying. I didn't have enough arm speed. The other thing they got to do is make sure they let them get in a rhythm. It's got to be almost like throw, 5 seconds, throw, let the hitter get in a rhythm.
All right, Harold, you've already jinked Sammy Sosa. I tell you, the guy I picked was the guy you're with now, Jason Giambi, so he's got no chance.
All right, Jason. Man, you gave it a show last year in the All-Star game in Seattle. What do you got up these big guns this year?
I keep trying to do what I did. I don't know. I don't have any strategy. They keep trying to tell me, shut it down, try to get in the next round. I don't know. I'm just going to swing as hard as I can and see how many I can hit out.
Now, A-Rod's been in a couple competitions. He even brought his own pitch. You pitcher, you gone to that strategy yet?
No, I didn't bring a guy, so we'll see. I think Willie Randolph's throwing to me, so it'll be good. It'll be fun. I'm going to have a lot of fun in there.
All right, thanks, Jason. Appreciate that. Lance, can I grab you real quick while we're live?
Absolutely.
Lance Berkman, all right, big fella. You've been in some contests. You hitting left or right-handed today?
I'm left-handed.
Why is that?
Because I don't want to embarrass myself by demonstrating my right-handed swing on national television.
Well, I was watching. You were hitting some balls in that first batting practice group during regular BP. You, Sammy, and Barry just bombing some balls, and then you got on the right side and dribbled some. So philosophy,
absolutely.
That's why?
Exactly. I was just checking to make sure, every once in a while, the right swing will feel good, but tonight it didn't, so I'm putting it in the bag and just going left-handed.
Big first half of the season for you. What do you think of the first half, and how did you be able to throw up those numbers in your mind?
Well, our first half was sort of up and down. We didn't play up to expectations as a team, certainly, and hopefully that we can come back out in the second half and play consistently like we did towards the end of the first half. The last 2 weeks we did a lot better, and we need to keep that momentum going if we're going to have a chance to compete in the Central in the second half.
All right, Buck and Sut, shades of UL with the toothpick here. Back to you guys.
All right, HR, thank you very much. You talked about hitting lefty, fellas. 88 home runs total, 82 of those have been from the left-handed side. You just saw a shot of Sosa and Konerko and other guys. What do you think they're talking about?
Just, how the year's gone, congratulations. I get excited for the guys that are here for the first time. I'll never forget what that was like for me. You come into the clubhouse and all of the greats are there. And you go around signing dozens and dozens of baseball. I got to be honest, man, I started asking the clubhouse guy, can I get a couple of those? And they go, yeah, that's what we're signing. They're going to give them to you when you leave.
I think the biggest challenge for me, Rick, my first All-Star game was giving the signals to these guys. That was challenging. Okay, and it's going to be real simple. Shirt, steal, belt, bunt, hat, hit and run, H&H, B&B, S&S. no wipe-offs, no takeoffs. If we
How
have
many
to
of those
bunt,
signs did you use? Did you use any?
One bunt late in the game. If we had to bunt, we were in trouble. Tom Kelly said, now whatever Buck said, forget about it, go play.
Sammy Sosa, as you take a look, is taking some batting practice now. There's another one that leaves the building straight away center field. You know, these guys all have the ability to hit home runs. They all come here. They all talk about timing and whatnot. As you're standing in there in this home run derby, in this at least batting practice,
Feel like a baby.
there's about 30,000 people sitting here right now to come out to watch this. You don't want to embarrass yourself, like Berkman said. And now as he's in the box, what do you do not to do that? How do you sort of stay calm under these circumstances?
You know what? It's a lot like a starting pitcher warming up in the bullpen. You get control of your fastball, your slider, your changeup. But once the game starts, you got to get control of that adrenaline. You've got to start breathing. You've got to get that normal heartbeat back as close as you possibly can. And I thought the key to Sammy Sosa when he had that big home run derby was the fact that he took some pitches. You know, let things calm down a little bit, see the baseball, and then react to it.
Obviously, Bank One Ballpark Bucks got the roof like this that can close. When you walked in here, was it similar to Bank One at all?
It's a little bit smaller version, but they did a great job with it. You can tell they cut a few corners here and there, but what a great facility for Milwaukee. I tell you, I haven't been in that other place, Rick. I'd like to have been part of a team that pushed the plunger on the other. There's a lot of tough nights in that place.
County Stadium.
Oh, man. Long nights, tough weather, and some good clubs.
Reaction to Barry Bonds now taking batting practice. You know, everybody talks about 73 home runs, 70 home runs. We're starting to see, you know, Alex Rodriguez is on pace for almost 60 home runs. Sosa's done it 4 years, 60 home runs. There's no end in sight to this, is there? And how high do you think this number can ultimately go?
It can go as high as the fans want it to go. As long as they continue to make adjustments to create more offense in the ballgame, it's going to be that way. If they want to cut down the home run, simply just raise the mound back to where it was before Bob Gibson.
You're a pitcher. I mean, are you upset about the numbers? Do you care, or have you made the transition to fan?
No, you have to realize I played most of my career at Wrigley Field.
So it was the same for you all the time.
I won. All that matters are wins and losses. I won an ERA title in 1982 with Cleveland. You know what you get?
Nothing.
A piece of paper. No trophy, no nothing. They can have that.
You know, Rick, on the flip side of that, you know, hitters keep getting bigger and better and stronger, and I think the art of hitting's being taught better than it ever has. My question is, people say, well, why isn't pitching getting better and better and better? But I think here's a good example. Guys take 50, 100, 200 swings a day. You can constantly practice your trade as a hitter, but a pitcher can't go out there and practice every day and throw 100 pitches.
And Buck, that's so true. And another thing, a pitcher, it doesn't do him any good to go into that weight room and spend a lot of time. You go in there, you get toned up, but if you lose your flexibility, all of a sudden you lose that arm speed, you're going to find yourself unemployed.
One of the things we are seeing, though, you know, Matt Morris isn't going to pitch, Randy Johnson's not going to pitch, but a guy like Vicente Padilla is going to pitch. There are a lot of young pitchers that have emerged. Roy Oswald's another guy who's not here, but certainly can pitch. A number of home runs is actually down this season. Now, obviously, in the months of June and July and August, as it gets hotter, they may go up. But we have seen a lot of quality young pitchers.
Well, I think without a doubt, I think Vicente Padilla is a great example of that. A guy that we really hated to put in that deal in Arizona. With that, we had to put him in order to get a guy like Curt Schilling. Obviously, you do that again. But I think you see a guy like Padilla whose confidence grows, and he's got a certain toughness about him that allows him to pitch not only in the big leagues, but to pitch in Philadelphia. And that's what I like about him, is that he can miss the sweet part of a bat with a fastball. And that's what you're seeing so many of these guys do. They don't necessarily make a guy swing and miss, Rick. They take him to the end of the bat, or they take him to the front of the bat, somewhere to keep that sweet spot from getting into a good zone.
That's a big thing about that, having that life to that fastball, adding a little bit of deception from time to time. And the one thing about Padilla that I've noticed, I've not seen him pitch as much as you have, Buck, but I'll tell you what, he's kind of got his chip on his shoulder. He's not afraid to bust you.
Lastly, because it's great to get opinions from guys who've done this before, but you look at the National League. We know all about Randy and Curt, and in the American League, Pedro and Clemens and Mussina, but who's the next great threat to, say, 300 wins, you know, however many years down the road? Who's got the best stuff of any young pitcher out there?
I tell you, that's such a tough call. You know, Matt Morris would be the guy that jumps out at me just because of his but he lost a year because of the Tommy John surgery. That's a tough call right there. You know, you got to look not only for the guy and his talent, but he's got to be on the right team, too. You put him on a good ball club, the opportunity to win 20 games exists. You put him on a second division team, I mean, he's going to be lucky to break even.
Mark Pryor's a guy who has that easy rotation. Never appears, obviously he hasn't pitched, but never appears like he's putting a lot of effort on his arm or his shoulder. But right now he's on the Chicago Cubs.
Well, you know, and that's not been a bad thing. That team has potential to get get hot. And I mean, they're a long ways out of it right now. There's a lot of changes going on. But if they can start scoring runs with that pitching staff, they could get back in the thing a lot like Texas.
Jeff Weaver's a great example of what you're talking about there. You go from Detroit, you give up 6 runs in a Yankee uniform, you get a victory.
Oh, how about waking up, overnight, gaining 26 games in the state? That ever happened to you?
No, well, yeah, I did. But it was back in Little League. A.J. Burnett's a guy I think's got a chance to go there, too.
Okay, folks, we'll continue Home Run Derby just, 20 minutes away, and we have survived the first 40 out here in right field. Pitchers haven't had a great deal surviving Sean Green. We'll look back at his magical 4-home run effort when we come back. Miller Park, just about 10 minutes away from downtown Milwaukee, and out here in the same area, Miller Brewing Company. Boy, about 4,000, and many of them, of course, baseball fans and Brewers fans. Speaking of Brewers fans, it's been a while. A couple of weeks before Christmas 1980, they made a deal with St. Louis. They picked up Ted Simmons, Pete Vukovich, and Raleigh Fingers. 1981, there was the strike, but the Brewers showed a great deal of promise. And then came 1982. Rogers gets fired, Harvey Kuhn comes in, and the Wallbangers were born. Tim Kirkshin looks back at the last time Milwaukee could say, we were in the World Series.
They had the AL Cy Young, MVP, 3 and possibly 4 Hall of Famers. In a town known for beer, brats, and tailgating, they were a perfect fit. They had long hair, beards, booming bats, and a nickname, Harvey's Wallbangers. The 1982 Brewers had it all. Mostly, they had fun.
Hotfoots and guys putting cigarette butts in people's uniforms. And, I mean, to turn the lights out at the national anthem and watch your second baseman go up in flames was really nice. It was fun, That's what those guys did all the time.
We get a cigarette going, and we drill a hole through it and put a fat cracker fuse through it and put the cigarette over somebody's locker, and then we go down the other end of the locker, and wait for it to burn down. All of a sudden, bam, it goes off, all hell breaks loose and everything.
On June 2nd of 82, the Brewers were 23 and 24. They fired manager Buck Rogers and replaced him with hitting coach Harvey Kuhn, a Milwaukee native. A month later, they were tied for first.
I think the real key was the guy who led us. I mean, he allowed us to be ourselves and relax and play and have fun. And boy, we had a lot of fun together.
The personality matched up Harvey's personality with a veteran team. Seemed to be a good fit. A lot of guys had Harvey for a coach for a number of years, and he was a natural to take over. And for whatever reason, when he did, we just took off and we didn't look back.
The Brewers finished 72 and 43 under Kuhn. Harvey's Wallbangers scored 77 more runs than the next closest AL team and more than any team since the 1953 Dodgers. They also hit 216 home runs, the most since the 64 Twins.
From top to bottom, we probably had one of the best offensive teams that you're ever going to see.
It got to the point where being down 2 or 3 runs in the 9th inning was like a tie game. That was nothing.
If we played in this ballpark here, we'd still be hitting from opening day. They never would have got us out. We'd have set records that just might have withstood the onslaught that you're seeing nowadays in baseball.
The only thing they did better than hit was play a game called spit, which was pepper without a bat. The object was to keep the ball from hitting the ground by slapping it or flipping it to a teammate with your glove. Pepper and flip games are prohibited in Major League parks, thanks in part to the 82 Brewers.
They were very intense. They were very intense. You used to actually get, I wouldn't say a merit badge, but it was like an invisible badge of honor if you drew blood. You had to draw blood.
It's all-out war. And guys got cut, broken noses, and they finally made them stop because guys were getting hurt. Guys are going on a DL in a pepper game. I mean, who ever heard of that?
The Brewers might have won the World Series if closer Raleigh Fingers' season hadn't ended with a torn forearm muscle in September. Instead, they lost the World Series in 7 games to St. Louis. But in Milwaukee, Harvey's Wallbangers will live forever.
You couldn't have put them together better if you'd have taken a whole year to go over rosters of every club around and pick one particular guy off each team and then make that club, make that 82 Brewers club. You couldn't have done it better than it just fell into place.
they're never going to have a team like ours. Our team was a one of a kind. It was a unique entity that will never, ever be anywhere close to what we had.
It was amazing. We were close, but we were a lot of different type of personalities became close. It was a great mix of goofballs and serious guys and a lot of people in between that when you threw them all in a pot, the chemistry was a perfect mix.
Well, thank you very much, Timmy. I mean, Harvey Keene had a job to do, and he put this group together along with the general manager of that club. But that's a team you would have enjoyed being on. These guys had a good time, my friend.
I would have enjoyed being on it, Ravi, but I didn't enjoy having to face that ball club. They were really unique. The Harvey's ball bangers, the reason for that, they could flat out hit. They knew how to play the game right. He had very few signs. He didn't need signs for that veteran ball club. But the thing that jumped out about me was the fact that their infield, Cecil Cooper, Jim Gantner, Robin Yount, and Paul Molitor, a lot of times with a right-hand pitcher on the mound, they hit 1, 2, 3, and 4 in the lineup. That doesn't happen very often. Normally there's an outfielder sprinkled in there, but that tells you how unique those 4 guys were, and everybody around them just came in and did their thing as well.
Take that thought just one step further. 1, 2, 3, 4 in the infield. There is a team right now that could almost do that if they wanted to. The Yankees.
Yeah, they could do that, but they're
no, that's a special team. That shows how special that team was. And if he were on that staff, imagine if they probably would have won the World Series, because those guys could pitch too.
Well, I think that kind of gets lost in the shuffle a lot, Carl. As good an offensive club as this was, they had a solid pitching staff. They had Raleigh Fingers at the end. They made a key acquisition on August 30th, adding Don Sutton, that's really put them over the hump. They had over 70 wins if you throw Sutton into this from this group. Jim Slayton was the kind of go-between, a swing guy, could start, could kind of bridge that gap between starter and Fingers if they needed to. Rick, back then, closers weren't just pitching one inning at the end. Raleigh Fingers sometimes would pitch 2 to 3 innings to finish up a ball game. Vukovich, Caldwell, McClure, Moose Haas. That's the reason for me why they were so consistent, Rick.
And I think the biggest thing, too, when I look at those numbers, Pete Vukovich was a true #1 guy. And when I say that, he's a guy that goes deep into the ball game. He throws a lot of innings, and his difference between his wins and his losses was well over 10, which you need to contend.
We talked about guys who are coming to the All-Star game this year for the first time, and arguably the MVP in the American League the first half is the second baseman of the New York Yankees, who's as good as any player in baseball. And you look at some of the numbers he's put up, it's kind of shocking.
He is an amazing player. I mean, he is the guy that's leading all of baseball in total bases. He's a guy that has absolutely no fear. I remember Don Zimmer telling me that when Joe Torre puts on the get a jump sign with him at first base, he might as well put on the sign that you must steal. And if you think back to the World Series last year, instead of the 9th inning, go back to the 8th inning. The score was tied 1-1. Alfonso Soriano led off against Curt Schilling and hit a home run. If Mariano Rivera were to have been able to close down that ball game, the Yankees win the World Series, it would have been Soriano that was on the cover of ESPN in the magazine. You know what? He wasn't them, but he will be at some time soon.
Alfonso Soriano looking to join some incredibly elite company. You love to see the name Stuffy Sternweiss, but seeing Ty Cobb and Honus Wagner on any list lets you know that Alfonso Soriano is in a very special league as he tries to lead in total bases and steals. All right, folks, we have a lot more to do. I told you that the numbers of home runs are actually down. Nothing keeping them down on the night that everybody left the building. Set a record. 62 home runs in a single day. We'll look back at the home runs that have left the yard and the special circumstances under which they were hit. When Baseball Tonight comes back from the Derby. Welcome back to Miller Park. Aerial coverage of tonight's Baseball Tonight being provided by the Saturn Lightship. Saturn, proud to be a part of ESPN's coverage of Major League Baseball. All-Star game, folks. This thing started back in 1933. You know who hit the first All-Star home run? Babe Ruth. Well, this year we expect to see a lot more home runs hit in the All-Star game, but this season, all the numbers are down, the times, the places, the moments have been very special. Let's take a look at the 2002 home runs to this date.
He's done it again. Gone. Number 476. Get out the run, Brad, and Lester grab on. It is grand salami time. Back. Good. The Phillies win. See ya. A home run into the screen by Shea Hillenbrand. Way back there and gone. A home run. It's gone. center field. Gone. Jim Thome has hit home runs in 7 consecutive games. What an improbable finish! The Yankees have won the ball game on a grand slam home run by Jason Giambi.
Our tour of 2002's rarest home run achievements begins at Dodger Stadium, where the 73 home run man picked right up where he finished 2001. Barry Bonds became the second player ever to hit 2 home runs in each of the first 2 games of the season, joining Eddie Matthews, who did it in 1958. 3 days later, a unique triple threat. Pat Burrell, Marcus Giles, and Darrell Ward all hit extra-inning walk-off home runs. The first time 3 players did that on the same day since 1989. A few weeks later, 1 shortstop, 2 swings, 8 runs.
Lifted to left field, and for the second straight day, a grand slam home run, and this time to win it.
David Eckstein became the 21st player to hit grand slams in back-to-back games. For Eckstein, those were his first 2 home runs of the year. He wasn't the most unlikely power hitter. Boston, April 30th. After 303 homerless games, Ray Sanchez crushed one over the Green Monster, which may have been a sign of the unusual power surge that was still to come. May 2nd, Comiskey Park, Mariners at the White Sox. In the top of the first, Brett Boone and Mike Cameron hit back-to-back jacks, not once. They did it twice. Only one other player, Philadelphia's Vaughn Hayes, had ever hit 2 home runs in the first inning of the game. Now there were 3, but Cameron's night had just begun.
Cameron has done it! My! 4 home runs in 4 consecutive at-bats!
21 days later, Sean Green got Miller Park warmed up for the Home Run Derby when he pounded 4 home runs as part of a 6-for-6 day and a week that included a National League record 9 round trippers. And if that's not surprising enough,
It is going to be a grand slam home run, Robert Person.
Robert Person provided himself all the offense he needed in his first game off the DL with a 7 RBI day against the Expos.
Back it goes! It's gone! Robert Person!
A Yankee rookie needed only 1 pitch to join our unique home run club.
Back to the track, to the wall! Wow, what a debut! How about that?
Marcus Timms is the first player ever to homer in his first Major League at-bat off a defending Cy Young Award winner. And then there was July 2nd, the most prolific home run day in baseball history. 15 games, 62 home runs, 9 multi-home run games, 4 grand slams, and a dozen at Comiskey Park alone. If that night is a sign of things to come, look out, pitchers beware.
All right, folks, we are ready. So is that guy. When we come back, you'll be set for the Home Run Derby. Sammy and 3 of his National League mates take on 4 guys from the American League. The scoreboard, the road, everything's in jeopardy. Baseball tonight at the All-Star Game continues.
Baseball Tonight, presented by Miller Lite. Life is best told at a place called Miller Time. And Midwest Express. For complete flight information on America's best airline, visit MidwestExpress.com. Midwest Express, the best care in the air.
All right, wind blowing out to right. I picked Jason Giambi. You still stick with Sexton? Hometown boy, got to. Richie Sexton, give me a name.
Lance Berkman.
Lance Berkman. All right, folks, you'll be able to enjoy it. The Home Run Derby is next on ESPN. For Harold Reynolds, Buck Showalter, Rick Sutcliffe, I'm Carl Ravitch. We'll see you later on.
The following is an exclusive presentation of ESPN, the worldwide leader in sports.
It's 8 of baseball's greatest sluggers in the ultimate game of power and crime. Who'll be this year's star among the legends of long ball? Onto the Massachusetts Turnpike! Oh, no! Gone! Yowza! Oh, back! Forget about it!
return. Sosa wants to recapture his crown. And baseball's single-season home run king goes for the title of Home Run Derby champion.
Hit it hard, crack it out the park. Hit it hard, crack it out the park. Hit it hard, hit it hard.
Century 21 Home Run Derby 2002, Milwaukee, Wisconsin, where the legend of Henry Aaron, the all-time home run king, began and ended. 12 years of Milwaukee Brave, 2 years of Milwaukee Brewer. Hammer and Hank will forever loom larger than life. We're in spanking new Miller Park, where new memories are being forged here in Milwaukee. Some perhaps even tonight. Hello, everybody. I'm Chris Berman, and welcome to our Home Run Derby. It's a night of fun and marveling, certainly, in the Titanic Blast. For all you baseball fans here, for all you baseball fans across America, for all you baseball fans across the world, ESPN is proud to welcome our broadcast team for the Home Run Derby as well. Say hello to one of the great second basemen of all time, Hall of Famer Joe Morgan, sitting along the third base dugout. And a soon-to-be Hall of Famer, one of the great catchers this game has ever known. Met, Dodger, and oh yes, Florida Marlin. Do you remember? Yes, Mike Piazza. You fans here in Milwaukee, you fans all over Wisconsin, are you ready to unfreeze the frozen tundra? Are you fans up here behind home plate? Are you ready back there? You fans down the left field line, are you ready up there? You fans down the right field line and in right center field, are you ready up there? Are you ready for some long ball? We thought so. Let's meet our 8 combatants. Sorry for the pun. Tonight, batting first from the Chicago White Sox with 20 homers and 71 ribbies at the break already, Paul Konerko. Batting second at 6'7", he's a must-see every time he comes to the plate. 45 homers last year, 19 this year, from your Milwaukee Brewers, Richie Sexson. That's what we call the home crowd advantage, huh? From the amazing first place Minnesota Twins, a nightly high right reel in the outfield, 20 homers at the break, Torrey Hunter. From down the road a piece at Wrigley, only 8 times has been a 60 home run season. He's got 3 of them, 66, 63, and 64. 28 this year means he'll be at 500 by Labor Day. From the Chicago Cubs, Sammy Sayonade Sosa. What a show we put on in the Home Run Derby last year in Seattle. MVP of the American League 2 years ago, second in the voting last year in Oakland. Now at first base for the New York Yankees, 22 homers at the break, batting fifth tonight, Jason Giambi.
You got a rough crowd here, dog.
One of the true rising stars from the Houston Astros, 55 doubles last year, the most ever by a switch hitter in the major leagues. Oh, by the way, he leads the majors this year in homers with 29. From the Stros, Lance Berkman.
Okay.
He's breaking all the shortstop records every swing, but that's only the beginning. 40 or more homers the last 4 years, including 52 last season. 27 already this year from the Texas Rangers, Alex Rodriguez.
What's up, big man? Good luck.
So you know who's hitting dead last, because last season he put together one of the greatest single-season batting performances of all time, which is why he won his fourth and unprecedented MVP. 73 home runs. Are you kidding me? 27 this year means he's 6 shy of 600. From the San Francisco Giants, Barry Bonds. Gentlemen, let the long ball begin. Coming up, Sammy Sosa. And the single-season home run king, Barry Bonds, against the field of baseball's greatest sluggers in the Century 21 Home Run Derby.
ESPN's presentation of the 2002 Century 21 Home Run Derby, brought to you by Century 21, the official real estate organization of Major League Baseball, and in part by eTops.com, where your love for sports can pay dividends, and Toyota, get the feeling.
Well, they're revved up here in Milwaukee, guys, and the beauty of the Home Run Derby is that there aren't a lot of rules. However, as we look at a hot, humid day in which Mike and Joe will tell us the balls are traveling here at Miller Park. Joe and Mike, I don't think you knew if this part of the rule book existed. Now, look, let's open it up. It's a page you haven't read, Joe. Rule 1101, swing hard, right? In this thing, every swing is a home run or an out, right? So it's real simple. You know, those are pretty simple rules, don't you think, Joe?
Well, they're pretty simple. I don't think this is going to be a simple contest. I think we're going to see a lot of big flies tonight.
Mike, you took batting practice, obviously, with the National League. What'd you feel?
Well, in the immortal words of Walt Reniak, it's a shooting gallery. The ball was just jumping out of here. I was astounded. I mean, with some balls that are hit off the scoreboard. I call it the dartboard now because I think balls are going to be bouncing off that thing.
I think Sammy Sosa took a chip way out of the top of the scoreboard. Bonds was peppering it. But you know what? We're going to start with Paul Konerko, who maybe not so quietly anymore, with 20 homers and 71 RBIs. Guy that
calling any sliders
came of age a couple years ago when the White Sox won their division, but he's a better hitter now, Joe, isn't he?
Well, he's become a much better hitter in that I think he's learned a lot being in Chicago, going the other way a little bit. You know, he's using the entire field now, whereas before he's pretty much a pull hitter in the National League.
Yeah. He's a legitimate Triple Crown candidate. No question in my mind. And he's developed hitting keys all over the field. Other way. Great opposite field power, as Joe mentioned.
So remember, a swing is either a home run or an out. It's gone. He's on the board.
I don't know if you could say break the ice, maybe break the humidity, right?
I don't like to bring this up, Mike, but I was calling the home run contest before you became a broadcaster.
I know.
And I was still waiting for you to get one.
That's why I became a broadcaster.
Here's a fly, but then even in this hazy sky, that's not going to get there. So all 8 guys have the 10 outs, and the top 4 move on to the second round regardless of league. It's really that simple. Now, we should point out, right, that a 480-foot homer and a 360-foot homer count the same.
Well, they count the same, but they're not the same in this contest.
Well, I
you get a few more oohs and ahs for the long one, like that.
This one's going back to left, back, and oh man!
See, if this one just barely goes over, you're not going to hear as much excitement as you heard on that one.
They might change the rules next year. Anything that scrapes the back of the wall may not count. Distance matters.
We got out there, Muggsy, Gary Allenson pitching, one-time Red Sox catcher. Is that his
Also, secret catchers throw the best BP, right?
Normally they do. You're exactly right. Well, they're used to sticking the ball up behind their ear, and you can see it out of their hand very well.
About him, we're going to catch so many of these shots of the players sitting down like little leaguers, the all-stars. You know, just watching, kind of waiting for the big show. Don't you feel, Mike and Joe? I mean, it's kind of one of the nicest sights we see all year. The players sitting out, maybe many of them with their youngsters, many of them just kind of meeting new teammates for the first time. This one down the left field and gone.
I got to swing easy with this thing. It's a lot.
So 3 for Konerko, and he's got 5 outs to go. This one should go to left. Back it goes. Got the stroke going.
That's it. His first time, too. He's making a great showing. Usually, take it from me. First time, it's usually the toughest.
That one was absolutely powdered. You know, it's not that far from Milwaukee to Chicago. I think he's going home with that pitch.
He's trying to get the glass there, a hockey.
Might
have the glass.
He may have it.
There you go.
You're the baseball swami, Mike Piazza. Wow.
Now you're going to tell me that one doesn't get more oohs and ahs than a 360-footer?
I know that, Joe. Oh, is this state fair? Missed it by that much.
That looked like an Al McGinnis slap shot off the glass.
Yeah.
6th home of the one off the glass went 473, boys.
That's me right there.
Yeah, but that's just warming up.
I know.
We will have one longer than 470.
What was your longest one, Mike? Do you know?
I think I had one that was 490.
Yeah, I did that all weekend right there.
And you had about 3 or 5 that were
got under it just a little.
How about yours, Joe?
I was one of those scrapers you're talking
Right, but they all counted the same, you see?
Well, in the game they do, but not in the home run derby.
Joe went to buggy.
Just missed
I can't go over there.
Konerko said he can't go in the right center.
That's it. Joe, you used to be able to hang some laundry on your shots. Some lines.
Oh, man, that pummeled the wall. So he's got one more out, if you will. One more non-home run to add to the total of 6. Tell you what, though, that's a pretty good start when you're the first guy out of the chutes with 6 for Paul Konerko. Getting some high fives from his teammate. Rich Eisen's got good wheels, going to catch up with him. Richie.
All right, Paul, apparently those people up there like the air conditioning. You nearly gave them a little more of the heat.
Yeah, well, ball's flying tonight. There's going to be a lot of them, I think. I got great pitches to hit, and that's the hardest part about this. You get good pitches, you can hit some out.
Clearly you didn't feel the pressure being the first person to hit.
I felt all the pressure in the world. It's pretty nerve-wracking out here. I'm glad to be done.
Paul not letting him see everybody sweat there, Chris.
That makes one of us, Rich, that's for sure. And so next up, the hometown hero, Richie Sexson, who can hit monster blasts. A good start for Konerko, guys. This is his second one. A little more of an uppercut than you might do it, right, in a regular game.
But well, I think The ones who always win are the guys who really do not have to change their stroke too often. That's why, Ken Griffey Jr. was so good. But if you get a little slight uppercut is what you need.
Here comes the bomb.
Stays behind the ball really
Yeah,
well.
really well.
Doesn't go out
Exactly.
to get it. Just uses his hands.
So 6 for the pride of the Chicago White Sox, Paul Konerko. We're going to have an all-Midwest start. Konerko, then Sexton, then Hunter, and then Sosa. All Midwest. Back here at Miller Park. It's second year that Miller Park has replaced Old County Stadium, and the Brewer fans enjoying every bit of it. And here are the dimensions, and Robin Yount helped design this park, and it's not really in the home run derby, but down the line, a lot of room for doubles and triples more than homers, isn't it, guys? Down the line.
Well, the way the ball carries here, though, the 345, it's probably like 330. So, I mean, it does carry well here.
Yeah, I mean, it's true. You do need a good outfielder out there. There is some room, but on the same note, you get it up in the jet stream, it's gonna fly out of here.
Well, and then if you hit it to those signs, $1 million. Now, admittedly, that's kind of high to hit. 500, hit it here or hit it there, but we say that, and that's below where Konerko hit, right?
Exactly. In
So
left field.
So maybe someone gets $1.2 million on his blast, right?
Very possible. Plus interest.
And these 8 individuals, they have a great shot tonight. Regional winners of the Century 21 Home Run Derby sweepstakes. Each winner has been randomly paired with one of the sluggers in tonight's contest. The lucky person paired with the winner of this year's Derby will win $250,000 for the purchase of a new home. Luis Gonzalez won it for his contestant last year. He's here as an all-star, but not in the Home Run Derby. And now the pride of Milwaukee, 6'7", Richie Sexson with a standing O.
Well, you talk about pressure. He's under a lot of pressure now.
Yeah. Some of the longest arms I think I've ever seen on a slugger like that.
Does he stand close to the plate?
He's not really close. He's just, for a big guy, he's actually a really good low ball hitter, which is rare, Usually guys like that are hit the ball up over the plate, not down. What's up, dude? What's going on?
Jason Johnby's joining us. The beauty of us calling it from down here on the field is that we're going to get a couple of the players. And this is, here's Sexton night. Hey, Jason. How are we?
Great. I'm outstanding. Just getting loose in the cage.
You're not going to hit underneath? There you are. You ready to go?
I'm ready to go now. Alex and I went underneath.
How was batting practice?
It was good. The ball's flying out of this place, boy.
Now, you told me. I don't want to pick a number, but you thought, what, you have 13, 14 last year in the first time, and that's nothing? That's not going to do it?
Well, I want to try to do more. I'm not going to do the strategy. I'm just going to let it fly.
Just let it go,
Just let it fly. Because Barry was screaming at me last year, going, shut it down, you're in the next round. I kind of petered out after that.
Well, I think that is the point, because after taking so many swings and hitting so many home runs last year, you didn't do as well in the final round, and I'm sure it was because you were fatigued a little bit.
I remember, too, in 96 when Barry, I think, beat McGuire. And McGuire was swinging and ran out of gas. And Barry was just, popping him out of there with his hands.
Yeah, just quick hands.
Exactly.
Touching him. Just touching him.
Just tapping him. Just tapping him out of here. Spanking the baby's bottom.
I'm going to say, we may have to call for a relief pitcher here.
Well, I tell you what, either that or the Brewers are going to sign him.
It's getting sawed off a little bit. He might be turning the ball over.
Yeah, Mike can even tell you. It's tough when you start pulling that cage away and get out there being a homer. It's a different world, man. When that cage is pulled away and you got everybody watching, it's a different world.
You had to bring up Mike, right? Mike was going for the contest.
No.
He has never hit one.
That's why I'm over here.
Yeah.
That's why I'm over here. I keep getting reminded of that for some reason.
There's one.
That's a scud right there.
Richie Sexson is on the board. Wow.
Hey, Jason. When Mike was in the contest, he was killing him in batting practice. They pulled the cage away, like you said, and then he decided to come over here and work with me.
No.
Yeah, well, I'll tell you what, though. I put my money on him anytime and during the game.
Thank you.
That's when they count, though, anyway.
For some reason, I jammed myself. I don't know why. Well, he just hit a rocket. He's running out of outs. So.
Let me, hey Joe, let me ask you. Let's go back to a young Dave Kingman. Does the physique remind you of Kingman?
Yeah, very similar. Real tall. Dave had that severe uppercut, though.
Oh.
You didn't want to get Dave Kingman in a home run contest in batting practice because he hit everything in the air.
And far.
Yeah.
My favorite Kingman story was he was on 4 different teams in the 4 different divisions and hit a homer for all of them in one season. That's hard to do.
Yeah, it is. Holy
a record that'll never be broken.
It looks like the pitcher, it looks like the balls, he's throwing a cutter. Most of the balls have been down and away.
Then you got to go opposite with that.
Yeah.
That's his third base coach, Muggsy, Gary Allison. That'll bring some Wisconsin rain.
Wow.
Yeah, baby. That's 2.
That looked like a punt.
Yeah, that's an anytime great guy right there.
Well, Lambeau's not that far from here, Mike.
No kidding. The tough thing is, I think you got to get on the board with a few early, and now he's running out of outs, and it's tough.
That's right. Yeah, you got to get him early and get that rhythm going and just starting to hit him out.
You know, Sexton had the first game-winning home run ever at this park last April when they opened it up against Cincinnati. He's got that. You can't take that away. He wants to get into the next round. Konerko started with 6. He's got to get moving.
Again, I think because Richie likes the ball more down than up, it is tough for MVP for him to hit the ball out of the ballpark. Just like that.
I tell you what, anyone who got an outfield seat but didn't bring a glove,
that's a bad move.
Yeah.
Or a catcher's mask, one or the other.
Joe, you think we're going to have that camera on the mound during regular season games for Sunday Night Baseball?
Jeez.
Nice, you guys could really call balls and strikes out there.
Oh, that's what they want. This goes after the blimp. What? He's got 1 more out. Here's our shot. Oh! I got that one. Back. They got the gloves up there. Jason, can you believe you're in? I mean, I know, look, you're MVP, etc., but you come to something like this, you watch all this. You believe you're in a contest like this against Barry Bonds, Sammy Sosa?
No, not at all. Especially, there's another one for him. He's living on that last out and keep it going. But no, you know, I never thought it was a fluke that I got in last year in Seattle because somebody didn't want to do it and they asked me last minute, and you know, there I did with a single round record.
Wow. That ball's hit very hard.
Yeah.
That one.
So a great 2-out rally, huh, boys?
It's hanging tough.
This will tie him with Konerko. See ya. Oh, my God. Halfway up the tower. Bernie Brewer almost got plunked.
He's feeling a little sassy now.
3 in a row for Sexton to all of a sudden put the charge in the Brewhouse. That last one was 480, boys.
That's some distance right there. 480. Got to throw a soft tossing up there.
That's a lob wedge.
So what, even 480 Canadian is not bad.
You're right.
Ooh. But a big 9-out rally for Richie Sexton, who is up there with Konerko with a 6-spot, or dare I say in Miller Park, a 6-pack. Jason Jambi, thanks.
Thank you.
Good luck.
Good luck, man.
14, that's a big number to shoot for.
Hey, but
let's go to Rich Eisen. Richie?
All right, Richie, did you really have the weight of Wisconsin on your shoulders there?
A little bit, yeah. It's definitely unlike anything I've ever experienced. That the fans are obviously great here. They get really involved with all our sports and stuff. So it's sure going to be a memorable moment no matter what happens.
480 feet. Did you think you had it in you?
Just adrenaline got going a little bit. So and the ball's flying right now. So we felt we had a chance.
All right, Richie Sexson of the Milwaukee Brewers with 6 home runs.
All right, Rich, and Richie has a thrill. He dug in a little bit, became a little more selective.
Well, it's like Mike said, he likes the ball down. I mean, the ones that he hit the farthest were the ones that were down.
Ooh. That's number 5. Let me see the one that went into Bernie's tank. Here it is.
Oy.
How about this one, boys?
That ball's crushed. That ball's absolutely crushed right
now. Those mascots are taking turns sliding down Bernie Brewer's chute. They almost all got taken out there. Torrey Hunter of the Twins as we begin Chicago, Milwaukee, Minnesota, and Chicago. Welcome back to Milwaukee, where we have seen the first 2 batters, Konerko and Richie Sexson, hit 6 home runs on a night that the ball is just flying out of here in the land of beer and brats. We, and I say we, the baseball community, really America, lost. Well, the president said it. Not only a great ball player, but a great American. Man that served his country for 5 years, flying in 2 different wars. And oh, by the way, Ted Williams at 521 home runs, 1,839 RBIs, lifetime average at 344, and the last man in 1941 to hit 400 at 406. Ted Williams, a man that touched everyone who ever played the game, and 2 of the best are sitting here to my right, Joe Morgan and Mike Piazza. Mike, I want to start with you because you met him as a teenager, right?
Yeah.
With this book?
I was so fortunate. Ted was in my area doing an appearance, and my father being close with Tommy, he got to know a real good friend of his, a scout named Dave Liberatore, and Ted was so gracious to come over to my house because he was so passionate about hitting, and it was an amazing experience for me. I mean, I was just so fortunate that that happened, and it was a turning point in my life, obviously in my career, and he just was so passionate about hitting, and is obviously the father of modern day hitting as far as the science, the analysis, and the videotape. All that is because of him, because he did turn it into a science.
Joe, you had a great quote this week, one of many, is that when he went to Cooperstown, he legitimized every one of you being there. You felt that way.
Well, if you always look to see if Ted was there first. I mean, he was the first guy you looked for. If Ted was there, it was Hall of Fame weekend. That made it special.
He made the game of baseball special for so many. And you just wonder, as Torrey Hunter of the Minnesota Twins step up, you just wonder. I know guys are injured, etc., but flying planes in World War II and Korea. Yeah. Would we have seen 2,000 RBIs? Very likely. 600-something home runs? Very likely.
He was a real-life John Wayne, as far as I'm concerned. I mean, he typified everything that America stands for,
That you admire, really.
Yeah. Oh, my goodness.
Torrey Hunter, gone. The only thing I'll say is he rooted for guys to hit 400. He liked the modern player, didn't he?
Well, he liked the players, but I don't think anyone's going to hit 400.
No, I know that. I think you're right. Torrey Hunter of the Minnesota Twins, who really has come into his own with a ball that almost hit our ESPN Sports Center and Baseball Tonight set.
We were talking just before the contest started about Torrey Hunter, Mike and I, and Mike said he can rake. You're getting a good example of it. These are line drive home runs.
Well, he's got 20 homers at the break. He had 27 last year. He was a #1 pick of the Twins back in '93 from Pine Bluff, Arkansas. Won a Gold Glove last year, and man, can he play the outfield. You guys know that.
I never had the fortune of seeing Willie Mays play, but I think there's some similarities there as far as just defensively and offensively.
Well, he definitely can go get him.
Yeah. I mean, that's a tough comparison, of course, but this game is based on the comparisons, and I think that everything he can do on the field is exciting.
He's one of the reasons why the Minnesota Twins are not only have a pretty big lead in first place, but maybe going a little stronger than some people thought. He's one of those guys that all kind of grew up together at Fort Myers and Single A and New Britain, and worked up the way. 2 of my favorite stops: Fort Myers and the New Britain Bobcats.
Man, he can hit it hard. Look at him. I mean, their line drives. He's not getting enough elevation. Every ball he's hit could have gone out. He's just not getting elevation on it. There's one.
Yeah, get under that a little, didn't he, guys?
Still carrying out there.
Whoa!
It's a track.
I can't believe it went that far.
Yeah.
Lance Berkman, who leads the majors in homers. Not Bonds, not Sosa, but Berkman at 29. Coming up in a couple. That one may have some legs to right center. And, oh, yeah. And it legs like a centipede. A lot of them.
It's oppage. Oppage juice. And again, he's not going to hit the long 500-foot blast, but his balls are going to get out of there on a clothesline.
He hits the ball hard. You can see that. The ball jumps off his bat.
Just goes after.
Drives.
How about a guy like him in his first All-Star game? I mean, you guys remember yours? I mean, they weren't necessarily home run.
You never forget your first All-Star game. Or your first at bat in the major leagues.
Where was yours, Joe?
My first All-Star game, I was injured. I was selected to start in St. Louis, so I didn't play. The first one I actually played in was in Cincinnati, the one where Pete Rose actually ran over the catcher, over Ray Fosse, to score the winning run. I pinch hit, actually, and I got a base hit, and I scored the tying run in that ball game.
Big rally in the ninth that game, winning 3 runs, right?
Yeah.
Now I'm going to surprise
Roberto
you.
Clemente drove me in with a sacrifice.
Yeah, but I'm going to surprise you. Dick Dietz hit a homer in the 9th inning of that game,
right.
didn't he?
Yes.
Yeah, just pulled that one out. He was a giant, Joe. You know. Well, Torrey gave it his best shot. He's so good with the glove, and those Minnesota Twins are in first, and he's a big reason why. Nice young man. Torrey, 27 years of age.
Well, he's more of a line drive hitter than he is, a fly ball hitter. His home runs are line drives.
Torrey right there going opposite field. Just staying behind the ball and just hitting the scud to right.
That was fun. I got 3, baby.
Well, Torrey had 3, but you know who's coming. A guy who, by, as we said in the beginning, by Labor Day is going to be at 500 lifetime home runs. Sammy Sosa.
Direct from the Major League Baseball Clubhouse Store. The Major League Baseball Clubhouse Store presents the MLB Authentic Collection All-Star Game 2002 Workout Day jersey. Wear with the best of the best we'll be wearing in Milwaukee. Bonds, Piazza, Giambi, Johnson, Sosa, Ichiro, and more. Call toll-free 866-MLB-2002 and wear the jersey of your favorite All-Star for just $120. Order now.
Well, this is the scoreboard so far. Paul Konerko and Richie Sexton with 6, Torrey Hunter with 3, but now a name you certainly would expect in this home run derby. Sammy Sosa, who won it 2 years ago with that shot off the transformer in Atlanta. And this is during batting practice, guys. How far is this?
The other was 473. That's a little longer.
And as he took out that chunk of the scoreboard, this is what Sammy has done this year. All right? He's passed Carl Yastrzemski, Dave Winfield, Junior Griffey, Jose Canseco, and just recently passed the 475 barrier of Willie Stargell and Stan the Man Musial. So now, just Lou Gehrig is the last man to pass on the way to 500 home runs. And he's done like half of it the last 4.5 years, guys.
Unbelievably consistent comes to hitting. Power hitting as well. I mean, he goes out of here, hits 60 home runs. I mean, what can you say?
How do you attempt to pitch him?
You just hope that he pops it up, basically. Or, I don't really think there's a weakness in his zone.
Yep.
I mean, he can hit the ball down, he can hit the ball up.
Thank you.
Breaking balls. I mean, I think, again, someone made a mention, at least when he started loading up on that back foot. He used to be a straight, like a stiff type of leg hitter. And now he loads up, and it's just extremely tough to fool him. So you just kind of hope that he's cold that day.
About 3 years ago, or 4 years ago, I guess now, he moved off the plate a little bit.
Yeah.
I think that gave him a little more confidence that he didn't have to protect the inside part of the plate, so he could handle balls out over the plate better.
That's just a hello shot from Sammy Sosa. I'm here.
That's an appetizer.
Sammy last year had 425 total bases. That's the best total in the majors since Stan Musial in 48.
Jeez.
You know, you got 28 home runs so far this year. 15 of them have been to right field. And that's the new Sammy Sosa. I mean, he's hitting a lot of balls. When you pitch him away, he goes the other way and hits it out of the ballpark.
Seems like a long time ago that the White Sox traded him across town in '92 for George Taco Bell, doesn't it? Oops.
Well, the thing with Sammy is that he enjoys this.
Yeah.
And like we were talking, there's a lot of pressure on the new guys coming in, but he just loves this.
Sammy Sosa. The Browns and
He swings hard, but it's controlled.
Right.
You know what I mean? He really swings hard, but he's not like his head's flying out. He's staying on the ball. He's turning around his center. And just every year rakes.
In the last 3 years, he's hit over 300.
Yeah.
Joining us now, wait a minute. Leaving us now is this shot by Sosa. Oh, it's over the restaurant in the upper deck.
Told you that first shot was just an appetizer, a little foie gras.
He's winning. That's a true big fly.
Now we're getting to the meat.
Man.
496. Is that good? Yeah, that's good Mexican, not even Canadian. Joining us now is the starting pitcher of the National League, Curt Schilling, who, for once, you don't have to pitch to Sosa, huh, Curt?
Yeah, you know what? This is all fun and games for Mike. I get to Joe sit here and laugh, but I've actually got to face all these guys in the same lineup tomorrow. That's not funny. That's unbelievable. Sammy's locked. That first one, he just centered that ball.
How do you try to work him? We might just try to prop him up. I mean, do you ever?
Well, you try to take advantage of his aggressiveness and go from there. He's so strong. Like a lot of the guys now, you know, they're not only hitting 320, they're hitting 50 homers.
I think that's the thing I've said that surprised me the most. Normally, guys, if they were sluggers, they didn't hit 320.
Well, George Foster,
right?
You know, 270, 260, 50 homers. Now guys are hitting 340
and hitting 50 homers or 40 homers.
Well, the game's all skewed for offense anyway.
There we go.
You want the 18-inch mound?
Yeah. Oh, the size of the mound is irrelevant.
Right.
I want a 24-inch plate.
It is.
It depends on how you're swinging.
Sammy with 2 homers and 4 outs. Very selective. I mean, he wants to
win.
Yes. There's no question about that.
That's got to go.
Out of the stadium or...
Oh, man. That is good. That's still going.
It's Plinko. Oh, look at mine. Oh, my goodness.
It almost defies belief, doesn't it?
He put on a show in Atlanta a couple of years ago that I thought was the greatest that I'd ever seen. I mean, it was just, he just kept hitting them farther and farther, and it was unbelievable.
I thought that his show in Atlanta and McGuire in Boston were the 2 most amazing things I've ever seen.
McGuire in Boston, that was awesome too.
You know, that last one, he didn't get all of it. It only went 480.
That's because there was something physical standing in the way of the ball.
Nice. That's who won it last year, beating Sosa. Miguel Tejada, one of the 5 shortstops picked by Joe Torre. I wonder whether 4 of those guys could play the infield for an out or 2. Tejada at first. Omar, Jeter, A-Rod, maybe a Vizquel. Well, maybe not behind the plate.
Well, with the skills that they all have, they can play any place on the infield.
I wonder if Joe can... Oh! Back! Man!
You gotta be kidding me. Who has to follow this is the question. Who's the next guy?
Jambi's next.
Well, good guy to follow.
boys.
It's like a Nolan Ryan fastball. Crack 500. It's tough to get over that. Jeez. It's out of the game.
There we go. I like that.
Roll it over. Turn over and take 2.
Topping ground ball double play.
Vladimir Guerrero. Yeah, this is a show, is it
This
not?
is like the fastest car in high school competition. You know, and it's funny because you can tell the difference between the guys that are in this for the first time and the guys that have been here.
Right.
Sammy's here to win it. I mean, you can tell by the way he's approaching his at-bats. The other guys are nervous. And
they want to get it over with.
Well, when the crowd gets into, especially for Richie, in front of his home crowd.
Oh, man! Back! Another one in the upper deck! Now, the longest balls hit here, and I know it's only been open a year and a half, are 475, a couple of them. And these...
Which is 2 feet farther than the shortest one today.
Right.
Why do they have the regular wall? That's what I'm trying to figure
what is that for?
What is that for?
The game's skewed for offense, I'm telling you.
520. That's 520 feet.
I just want to know what that feels like once. Take the zero off. That's my best ball.
You're never going to know.
No. Look, I can throw one, though. I've thrown one.
Well, all this said and done, he still needs another home run to tie.
Yeah. I think it's a pretty safe bet.
Well, yeah, I hope so, but you never know.
Amazing.
Because he's one of those guys like this goof sitting next to me. He can miss it and still hit a home run. Anywhere.
However, Joe, he does have the lead in oohs and ahs.
Right?
Yeah.
Exactly.
He's the winner in that every year, isn't he?
Yeah, pretty much.
There it is, 6-4-3.
You love that.
No, because the shortstop's in the hole, so
he's
actually
running
our
the race.
guys.
We're gonna end up taking batting practice for the game tomorrow. Just go straight from this into BP for tomorrow. Sit right here, bringing some fellow out.
Now, if he gets to 6, he's almost assured. He is assured of.
Right.
Not really, almost assured because
he has more home runs than both Sexton and Panerco.
Right, that would be the tiebreaker if you're tied. But you know what? We'll worry about that at that moment.
Which should be soon.
Yeah.
What kills me is I sit here and watch these guys keyhole balls right down the middle and take them and look at them. And I try to throw like 94 on the black away, and they line it into the right field gap. Unbelievable.
They're going to have to change the rules soon. Just add up the total distance. And total distance.
Right.
Divided by pi. To the cubed root.
I like it.
And you have the
Pythagoras theorem coming into play.
Bill James could come up with a theory, some mathematical formula that would calculate offensive output in the home run derby.
Pi and square roots, I think that's great.
Popped it up. He popped that ball up.
Yeah, there it goes.
That's a joke.
Oh, man.
That is unbelievable. That right there, I mean, that was a pop-up.
That's not gone and Shea, though.
No.
See, the problem is if they hit the plane. Yeah, no, Franco throws that back in.
On the lifeguard seat.
That's the thing now for me, pitching, the sound. I'll throw a pitch, and the guy will make a weird sound. He'll be like, all right, that's a pop-up. And then people are wrestling over in the aisle.
Oh, wow.
Oh, yeah. I'm a pitcher, dude. I'm allowed to do that.
You're right.
Oh, man. This one is all the way to Lambeau Field.
Now to the stadium. Oh, there it is. Just keep...
The ball just exploded off his bat. The ball, like the guy who won the Preakness. Your horse just exploded.
I am so glad I'm pitching for the National League.
Hey, Mike. The ball just exploded.
Explode.
Oh my goodness. Let's just stop and let's all go get dinner.
Right.
Just give Sammy.
We haven't had Bonds yet.
Oh man. I'm worn out already. I got whiplash. I have to ice down my neck.
That's
what? That's a homer.
Oh!
That's why they have this inner fence, Mike, so that's a home run.
No kidding. I know what those look like.
That was our audio man almost. Wow, that's Mr. Ricochet out there.
You might move some chiclets around with that one.
You can't. If I think I got enough, I'm quitting that in the first round to rest.
I'm kidding.
This has got to be. But you got 4 guys behind you. So.
All right.
Oh, there it goes.
Vincent Fondulac.
Those mascots got rug burn.
They're each homer, they're taking a slide. There, Philly Fanatic is next.
5-1-2.
5-12, so 3 over 500 feet.
That's just to get me over right there. 5-12. Yawner.
Now, the longest ball ever hit in Milwaukee is believed to be Cecil Fielder, and I'll explain.
Oh.
Except until now.
Oh, man, open up all the windows. Sammy's in heaven right now.
Oh, my God.
That's unbelievable. Jason Job is next. He's going to get stiff waiting. He took batting practice.
5-24.
Was that career homers or was that distance?
It's almost about the same.
Right.
Sammy with 478 lifetime homers. Yeah, this guy figures he won the house already. The Cub guy, right?
Yeah. He's already thinking of furniture.
Sammy better save some.
We got to call ESPN. I think we're going overtime.
Right.
We got to get a bonus for this or something.
We can work that in. Joe can do that.
No, I can't.
Joe, you got that pull. I know you
right.
got it. You got to be kidding me.
Okay. How high can this possibly go?
That ball got in on it.
Oh!
That ball was not off the barrel.
Now, you know, it's a good thing the roof is open, Joe. 11 homers in the first round. Johnny's 14 last year is the record, if you will. They've been doing this derby since the 80s. 6 in a row.
I'm impressed.
You still got to play them one more time.
Plus,
No kidding.
he's wearing out, you're right, pitch count becomes a factor, right?
Yeah, for this BP guy. He's out for the second half.
Yeah, we told you 14 last year. McGuire at 13 in the first round of Fenway in '99. Those are the ones you remember. Larry Walker had a couple when he had 9.
That's a ball. If he takes it, it's a ball.
Ted Williams. He took a pitch. It was a ball.
Oh,
the dead center field. Could this hit the board? Could this take off more particles? It's above the scoreboard.
right now, Bud's saying it's a $2 million to fix your board right there.
We've got insurance. We've got insurance.
Oh, man.
Wow. He almost hit himself.
Don't hit the Fanavision.
That hit, I don't believe where that is.
He almost hit himself.
Now, how do they say 502 for that and 512? I just think it's pick up 3 numbers, 500 plus.
Oh, that was coming down.
Oh, yeah.
In Madison.
Sheboygan.
Oh.
That's gone.
What's the matter with him?
Wow.
Unbelievable. 5 over 500 feet. 8 over 480 feet. 12 homers for Sammy. Say it is Sosa.
Go get him, Jason.
He's with Rich Eisen. Rich.
All right, Sammy Sosa. I think everyone here is wondering, did you get all of it?
Well, Miss Capo. That's what I'm very not happy with myself. I think I just trying to do the best that I can for the fans. It's a privilege to be here. It's a privilege to hear all the fans.
Baseball been very, very good to me.
And I'm so happy to put on the show for the fans.
So, in other words, look out second round.
Definitely. I just start to get it warm up.
All right, there you have it.
Kurt Schilling, you heard it. He wasn't happy with himself. Hard to believe, huh, boys?
That was dripping in sarcasm.
All right, baby. All right, let's see some of these again. 5 over 500 feet.
Well, I mean, they're all going to look similar because he takes the same hard cut, and then it's just a matter of whether he hits it dead center or a little bit off center. I mean, each swing looks very similar.
Wow. Now you know what the guys at Fort Sumter felt like.
Look at that. He steps away. That's a beautiful takeaway right there.
Oh. He takes, my goodness. You go right past into laughter.
Hey, look at that.
I mean, we're not speechless very often here, Joe. Look at the players, huh? Here's our chart, but actually I didn't think we had that much yellow ink.
That is. I need a couple of shells, 2 clicks to the right.
That looks like John Madden's
Chilling. Good luck tomorrow.
Thank you, guys. I had a blast.
Sammy Sosa has lit him up, but Jason Johnny says, hey, it's my turn. Don't go away. Now we are back at Miller Park in Milwaukee, where Sammy Sosa has just hit parts of the park that we did not, frankly, knew existed. His 12 homers now give him the lead halfway through the first round. Paul Konerko, Richie Sexton with 6, Torrey Hunter with 3, and now the heavy metal. Jason Giambi, Lance Berkman, Alex Rodriguez will join us in a moment here in the booth, and Barry Bonds. Coming up next here on ESPN, more action. The 2002 Radio Shack MLB All-Star Celebrity Softball Game. You say big deal, right? Well, George Brett's in it. Ozzie Smith's in it. Don Mattingly's in it. Gold medalist Peekaboo Street's in it. Dale Earnhardt Jr.'s in it. Plus a special performance by the Counting Crows Radio Shack All-Star Celebrity Softball Game following us right here on ESPN. Now, Sosa had 12, but last season in Seattle, Jason Giambi had the any-round record with 14. And Joe and Mike, we remember, I mean, he had the groove going, did he not? As we look at some of his shots last year.
Well, one of the things about all these hitters, they're all such great hitters. If they get in a groove and they get the same pitch over and over, they're going to deposit it just about the same place. So it's a matter of which pitches you get to hit.
So Jason comes to the plate with 22 homers thus far this year. You see 38, 43, and 33 the years before that. Last year with almost 50 doubles. I mean, the guy is just, he's raised his batting average all 6 years he's been in the majors. Only the 9th guy ever to do that. Now, the bad news, he had 342 last year. It's going to be hard to keep going up.
Come on, baby.
Alex Rodriguez joins us in the booth. I feel like I'm working, Joe, with our only sidekicks ever, Mike and then A-Rod. The guys have done it. Nice. Welcome back. Welcome home.
Thank you. It's good to be here.
How about that show by Sammy?
I'll tell you what, that was unbelievable. I mean, that's what the All-Star Game's all about, and I don't know why they want us to hit after that performance.
I know. I said, let's go to the buffet, man.
That's it.
I mean, look, you know about Sammy. You've seen him hit, but there are parts of this park that we didn't know existed.
It almost makes it look like he's using a driver and we're using a 7-iron or something. I mean, it's not fair, but he's just he's got an incredible swing, and the ball just jumps off his bat like I've never seen anything before.
So what do you try to do as we zero in on Jason here? In this one, will it have enough legs? It probably
get there.
Yeah.
I'm a little bit like Mike. I'm not real good at this home run derby stuff.
Just a paltry 390. What's wrong with him? How dare he?
They all count, though,
no
right,
kidding.
Joe?
Yeah, they count in this contest.
Now, I will ask you this. You know,
That's more like it right there.
You actually, last year in Seattle, you weren't sure what that whole deal was going to be like, and it all changed in the home run derby for you. I'm not saying they don't boo you when you come in as a Ranger, but it changed on this night last year, didn't it, Barry?
Yeah, you know what? And it got gradually better as we went along, and I think I have a lot to thank you about it because you had a great introduction.
Thank you.
And that was a turning point. I think as I go back now, the fans are still, you know, they're still
we're divisional rivals.
Absolutely, but it's fun. It's not like it was last year where it was, you know, a little tougher.
It's too much drama.
Yeah.
Well, could Jason provide some drama here, huh?
Yeah.
He's doing it at 435, the last one. Certainly, the Yankee fans were booing him the first few weeks. That didn't take long for that to wear off, huh?
Just takes that first game-winning home run and get it going.
Sends it way back to right center, and oh, man, that's a second deck. And you know, his biggest home run that he hit thus far as a Yankee was when it was raining and there were like 2,000 people left in the park against the Twins.
Little more in, Willow.
Salami.
Little more
Seen
in.
by the least Yankee fans ever to see one of his homers. And I kind of won him over for good.
Did you hear Jason? I like that. He said a little more in. Tell him the batting practice pitcher where he wants it. A little more in. That went a little too far in. Where do you like the ball, A-Rod? Where are you going to tell your guy to throw it?
I like it, like you said, middle in, but right down the middle is good because I like to get my arms extended and see if I can. I'm not trying to pull balls. I'm trying to go right up the middle and get through the ball and see whatever happens, happens.
John B to right, back. Oh, just missed.
I'll tell you, Joe. Jason's one of the best hitter I've ever played against consistently. Obviously, we were in the West, so we played a lot against each other. But I've never seen a hitter who has the power, the consistency, and this guy never swings at a ball. And he can still hit 45 home runs with a 340 batting average. He's just amazing.
You know what I remember? His last game is in Oakland A, Game 5, and the Yankees 4 for 4.
Yeah.
And it was like they didn't win it, but it was he went out. You weren't going to get him out.
He's unreal.
Oh,
there's a good one.
That one he got. I think that'll carry, Mike. Oh, he just missed the sign. Is that over the sign?
That was.
That's $1,000,001 since it's just over the sign. We're making it up, of course, but
well, of course. I mean, I don't think they realized how close they were putting him for some of these guys. That $1 million.
Well, other years, Joe, no one was close, right?
It's unbelievable.
Yeah, that was the 7-iron, right? The draw. Tommy Glavine is here, but not going to be able to pitch. Speaking of good golfers, that puts him in second, and guess what?
Oh, my.
Man, he's just missed it under.
He's going after it.
Now, a random fan in the crowd who does not know where he or she is sitting, if anybody hits that sign or the one in left under the restaurant, which we've seen exceeded, some fan will win $1 million. They're going to look under their seat and see a MasterCard or whatever it is sticker, and if the sign gets hit, somebody leaves with $1 million. Now you see it's possible. How's that deal?
Well, they should get $5 million where Sammy was headed.
You know, there's Johnny Damon, the people's choice. Voted in as the extra player. It was fan voting.
Ouch. The people's chant.
That one can't go, can it?
Did it go? Man, it did. Now,
I'd hate to see either one of you hit here every
quietly. One of the Yankee coaches told me, said, you know, quietly, Jason's been working on his home run stroke the last week. Not so much during the games.
Yeah.
But he, like Sammy, came to win.
These guys do not have to change their strokes.
I was going to say.
Hey, like A-Rod said, he's going to aim for dead center. Usually in the home run hitting contest, you're trying to pull the ball, but he knows that if he hits it well to center, it doesn't matter either.
This one is way back to right center, and oh, man, it clears everything. On top of the booth out there. So and now what? You grit your teeth, Alex?
Say what?
You're gritting your teeth here or what?
Well, I'm going to go get loose after this and see if I can hit some 7-irons out there. I may have to ask Sammy for his driver.
If this one stays fair, oh, it just missed.
Ooh.
That's a tough out.
Would have hit the
That's a long out.
and came back to second base.
Sammy Sosa with 12 and John B with 9 are leaders, but we have Berkman, Alex, who's right here with us, and some guy named Barry Bonds still to come. Richie Sexton thrilled the fans with these 3 homers with 1 out to go to put a 6 up and give them hope. But who knows now?
I think Willie Randolph's getting a little tired out there. He's had to throw so many pitches to Jason. Oh, man.
Dead center. Way back it goes. Back, and
Got the baseball factories in Costa Rica working overtime. We're running out of balls. Gonna have to send a dispatch out to get them.
Well, what did Harold Reynolds just tell us? During batting practice, you guys used up all the balls. They had to get new ones.
Is that right?
I saw a couple with the Joe Morgan signature on it. you're big, Joe. I told you.
Yeah, right.
Oh, my.
I won't lay you out, Joe. I was going to say the dead ball era.
No, I didn't mean that. I didn't mean
I'm not going to say that.
That's all right.
Well, Jason, I saw him last night. He said, how about 20 in the first round?
Jeez.
Hey, but 11 is not too shabby. I think he's got this first round down, huh? Alex, good luck.
Thank you. Thank you very much, guys.
Thank you.
Good luck.
All right.
See ya.
I had to follow that shit up.
Wow. So how about following Sammy's 12 with his 11, huh?
I didn't think it could be done, but he did it.
Well, you had the right guy to follow Sammy because he has hit 14 in one round, so he wasn't intimidated, and he knew what he could do. I mean, again, he doesn't have to change any swing. He just makes his normal swing because you can hit line drives out of here.
Yeah.
There it is. There it is.
Oh! Torrey Hunter and Miguel Tejada. And here's more yellow ink. I think he had that right center field down, huh, guys?
Yeah.
So an impressive follow. And now the home run leader at the break. 29 for Lance Berkman of the Astros. He's coming. And then Alex Rodriguez. And then the man that hit 73 last year, Barry Bonds. What a first round we're seeing here in Milwaukee. Chris Berman, Joe Morgan, Mike Piazza with you here at Miller Park in Milwaukee. Here's where we stand. Jason Giambi just followed Sammy Sosa's 12 with 11. And so, with Berkman, Rodriguez, and Bonds to come, Konerko and Sexton very much on the bubble. Now, Mike Piazza's joined us here for the 4th time here in the booth, and that's because, and you heard him reference it, once upon a time in the Home Run Derby, Mike, in Baltimore in '93.
Well, I was hitting the ball hard, but it was a lot of
Yeah, you're right. I'll give you credit. You were hitting it hard.
Now here's Pittsburgh in
Well, that
94.
was not so hard, though, Mike.
Look at the hair. That was the key.
And Saturday in the mascot home run derby, Mr. Met
laid me out.
Well, you know, it's always good to have arms in a home run derby. So, Mike, how can Mr. Met do that? So
I don't know. He didn't have the hair working back then.
Well,
he didn't have the mullet.
And you said you really felt nervous in those home run derbies, huh?
Yeah, and again, you know, not to make excuses, I really wasn't familiar with the pitchers, and you know, the few times I've done them after that, you know, I was able to pick a pitcher that I was familiar with, but it doesn't hold much water.
We're never gonna see you out there again.
I don't know.
We like you with us,
days.
though.
Yeah, I have a lot of fun doing this, so who knows? Maybe one day.
This might surprise you. See, home run leaders. I mean, I know baseball fans are aware of this. Lance Berkman more than Sosa, more than Bonds, more than A-Rod, more than everyone. 29 home runs for Lance Berkman, the pride of Texas, 97 first-round pick by the Astros, was such a great college player at the Owls of Rice University. And as we said in the open, he had 55 doubles last year. That's most ever by a switch hitter in baseball history. 94 extra base hits, which is the most ever by a switch hitter in baseball history. Hit 331, 34 homers. He's on his way, Joe.
Well,
yeah.
He's a guy that's been improving every year as well.
He's the Clark Kent of the contest.
Yeah, good point. It's a good line.
You know what? We don't want you to hit again. We want you to be with us. And this one is to right field, back, and gone. You know, I talked to him before when he was taking batting practice, and because it was him, Bonds, and Sosa in the same group. I said, even though you have 29 homers, do you wonder what you're doing here? He goes, yes, absolutely. What am I doing?
Well, obviously he deserves to be here because he proved last year that he was a legitimate star with the Astros, and he's hitting more home runs this year. His average is not as high as it was last year, but he is producing more runs, leading the world in RBI.
81. How's that?
That's driving in some runs.
Yes. That one will be foul.
This is similar to, you know, kind of typical of a first-time guy. Sure. You rush through it, you rush through everything. And you know what? If he can just relax his last few swings and get in the groove, he'll be okay.
It's a good line drive, but unfortunately, the longest part of the park, it's 400 in dead center. There's Barry Zito watching, and He's saying, I don't think he's going to hack like this against me tomorrow. Well, you're right. It's like he's taking no pitches, right?
No, exactly. Well, as they said, as showing that you can tell the guys that have been in the contest before, they're patient. They step out, wait a little bit. They just relax. And a lot of times they try to get in and get out.
He's gone before we hardly knew ye. Well, he got one, Mike, so he's your new hero.
Counts,
right?
baby.
One dinger.
Alex Rodriguez and Barry Bonds coming up. Sammy Sosa with 12 and Jason Giambi with 11 have clinched spots in the semis. Can Alex Rodriguez and Barry Bonds join them? We'll see. Nerko and Sexton on the bubble. Joe Morgan, Mike Piazza, Chris Berman, and there's a man that knows how to hit a long ball or two. So does he. And joining us while A-Rod bats. Now look at this first. 26 years of age. He has the most homers at his age that anyone has in the majors. Jimmy Fox had more X's, but A-Rod had 2 more home runs. All right, now that's a rarely seen little number there.
Unbelievable. I have to tell you, I don't know how important that number is.
I know.
Hank Aaron hit so many after he was 30 that is unbelievable. We got Nomar Garcia-Parra with us. You started to introduce him, and then you stopped in the middle of the
Don't worry, I stopped too when I saw that number too.
I'm being produced here.
We're all fascinated with the first time that Nomar was ever cut off.
Well, let me
understandable.
I know it isn't.
Joe, I hit the cutoff man. Give me credit.
All right,
that's true. Very rare, I should say.
Let me make everyone in Boston feel happy. Nomar. All right,
there
now
you
we
go.
have
That's it. Now they have shirts like that out there. They're wearing. I'm beginning to spell it wrong.
How can all you shortstops play the infield for 1 inning? That's all I want to know. You and Alex and Jeter and.
You know what? I don't know what Joe has in mind for us. You know.
Well, I was told by Joe early in the week that Ventura said that he could play second base. He came in and told Joe volunteered to play second base if he needs him. So maybe one of you guys will play third base.
You know, you never know. I don't know. Like I said, I don't know what he has in store.
It'd be interesting to be in the infield with you guys together, wouldn't it? Just for a laugh.
I'm sure it would be. It'd be fun. You know.
Derek Jeter said no way he was playing second base with his back turned trying to make a double play.
I'll tell you what, that's tough. That's tough. We know. That's why we have so much respect. That's why we're always together with our second basemen talking it over. Oh my God.
Well, here is Alex.
How about the display of home runs?
Well,
I got to tell you, this place is not a small ballpark, but they're making it look real small, because the way these guys are hitting it. It's not. It's unbelievable.
Sammy was ridiculous, wasn't it?
Oh my gosh. That's unbelievable. I remember last time I saw him hitting the home run contest, I was going, break his bat to make it even. You know what I mean? Do something. It's incredible. You got Giambi, he hits 11, and everybody, they're like, no, because it didn't go as far. He hit 11.
Exactly.
Let's see he's hit 11. I'm missing something.
We set the bar very high in this contest nowadays.
God, it's pole vaulters only can get over it. That's
kidding.
Sure.
It's incredible.
Not the power as a shortstop of your good friend Alex.
It's incredible. It really is. It's absolutely incredible. I tell you what, they're talking about all the shortstops here. It's so fun to watch everybody play. They're all, I was talking earlier, we had that whole media thing that, I think it's great for the game. Everybody has a different style. And I think that says a lot about this game. There's no expert. There's no one way to play it. You go out there and can still be successful. That's what makes it great. There you go.
Here we go on the board. Hello for A-Rod.
Yeah, it's incredible. It's incredible what he's doing.
Well, it is interesting what you said. All 5 of the shortstops are completely different type players. You guys play differently. You and A-Rod are similar in a way, that you can hit the power.
He's 6'3". Have you seen how big he is?
Yeah, you can hit the ball out of the ballpark. And then Tejada, you guys are a little different.
Yes, sir. That'll be. Oh man. over the MasterCard sign again.
There we go. See that?
Hey, Vizquel is the only real shortstop.
Well, yeah. I mean, when I first started going to games with Larry Boa, Larry Boa to me was a big league shortstop.
Right. You catch the ball and get a few hits here and there.
You choke up on the bat and you slap the ball the other way.
Vizquel is a shortstop. Right? You guys are big stars.
No, you can. How many does he have? 10 already? What do you mean? You know what I'm saying?
He's a great player, but I'm just saying that he doesn't hit the 40 or the 30 like you guys are capable of doing. Man, he's just such a great defensive shortstop.
I think that's the way just the game has evolved. I think you see players from every position saying, you know what, inside the dugout's just as important as it is when I'm outside of the dugout. You know, I mean, look at Mike doing it over here. Nobody, they never talked about catchers doing that stuff, and he's just going, look, watch what I'm going to do. I mean, and it's a mentality. It makes it tough.
I want to add that homer, by the way, was 492 way up there. Do you think, Joe, and maybe Mike, that Nomar, seriously, kids, not so much Red Sox fans necessarily or Yankee fans for Derek or whatever, hey, I want to be a shortstop now, even though I'm a big athletic kid. Do you think there's a lot more popularity at the position because of what you guys have done just for guys of all sizes?
I think it shows it doesn't mean you have to be, if you're a certain size, you have to play this position anymore. You can be any size, whatever, and still play the position you want to play.
Cal Ripken proved that.
Yeah,
in fact, it's not so much as pure speed or range, but knowing the hitters, playing guys in the hole, playing the count, 2 strikes, shading the guy up the middle more in the hole more. And, I'm not telling you anything you don't know. And that's
the big guys are more athletic now, though, and I think that's the key. Before you take a Frank Howard, who was a big guy, years ago, he couldn't play shortstop. See, but you guys, the big players today, are still athletic, and that's why you're able to play any position you want.
Yeah. Frank Howard said, with the Green Monster, I used to play pepper with that wall, son.
And he did, too.
And you get a single out of it, right? You can't get 2.
He used to pick up my bat and say, yeah, it's a nice bat. My grandson can use it.
Got under that, Azera. He's got to get going here with only a 2 spot.
Yeah, but he's capable of doing that. Once he gets going, it's like nonstop.
How about for Alex? 42, 42, 41, 52 homers 4 years before this, and then 27 this year. I mean, so he's
on pace to kill that again.
Yeah,
huh?
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Stop.
Hey, let me say this: if he only hit,
now Konerko is in. If A-Rod doesn't rally here for 4 with the equivalent of 2 out on the 9th,
that's going to be tough right now.
Well, he got under that a little much. See, I guess maybe, Jason spent time with us. We gave him good luck, so we can't be blamed for that.
Okay.
And you're not in it, so you know.
Well, I'm not in it. Yeah, I can know where you sit down and hang out, I've had my couple, and I was good. They're like, all right, you can stop now. You're off.
Hey, great start for the Red Sox.
Thank you. I appreciate it.
I second that. Every year I do, too, bro.
Thank you.
All right, pal. Have a great All-Star experience, as you always do.
Thank you. I will.
Alex Rodriguez with 2.
Jamie, I'm not going to swing 2 in a row. I'm going to take
but if you're starting to feel the groove, and he starts to see, then let it fly. You know how it is. You can start seeing where he's.
And Jambi gave him advice, guys, but didn't work, huh? Although he did hit a long one. And now speaking of long ones, coming up next is Barry Bonds. So what thunder do we have left here in the first round here in Miller Park? Stay with us on the Home Run Derby. Welcome back here to Milwaukee to the Century 21 Home Run Derby. Sammy Sosa in with 12. Jason Jambi in the semifinals with 11. Paul Konerko now in with 6. Richie Sexson on the bubble. He'll get in if Barry Bonds hits less than 6. Barry Bonds nominated for 4 ESPY Awards, which you will see on ESPN on Wednesday night, live from LA at 9 Eastern, at 6 on the West Coast. And as we always like to say, 7 Mountain and 3 Hawaii. You have to know, when to watch if you live there. Why would he be nominated for so many ESPYs? But how about this season last year? 73 homers, shattering McGuire's record. 177 walks, which is obscene, shattering the mark of the Babe, and a slugging percentage of .863. Joe, put into words, or Mike, can you put that into words?
It's just,
Words can't
awesome,
describe.
right? I mean, it was just unbelievable when you add all those things together. One of them would have been fantastic.
Yeah.
Anyone, but he did it threefold.
By the way, he already has walked 109 times this year.
I mean, I've never seen a guy who hits the ball so hard, so consistent, has such a command of the strike zone as a hitter, just when not swinging a bad pitch.
Yeah, you're right.
And what you love is, as you watch and marvel at what Barry Bonds is doing, might we remind folks he's choking up on the back, right?
Well, a la Ted Williams. Ted Williams hit 521 and he choked up. Better bat control.
All the cameras are out for Bonds, as you saw. You know, he could win the batting title.
True. I don't think he's going to. I don't think he can win the Triple Crown because he's driving enough runs.
Well, no one's going to pitch to him with ducks on the pond late in the game either.
Dusty Baker moving him fourth the last week. Kent hitting third. Barry closed the weekend out with a homer off Randy Johnson and a big homer off Helling. He's 27 at the break, but he's under these. So Barry only with 2 on the board. The crowd certainly came to see him join Sosa and Giambi in the second round. He's going to get under this. Is that what you do to Barry too? I mean, you say Sosa hope he pops it up. How about with Barry?
So here it comes.
Pretty much.
Pop it up.
I mean, especially depending on the situation of the game, it dictates how you pitch it. No question about it. Right. If you're winning by 5, if they're winning by 5, it's tough. You don't want to go down by 6. You don't want to come back by 4. So.
Here's Pudge Fisk. Speaking about knowing how to pitch, it has that Ripken and Fisk and Ricky Henderson sitting right over here behind us. It's a pretty good group. Barry's just getting under it, huh, Joe?
Yeah. Well, you know what it is? He's not getting the bat to the ball. He's not getting the barrel out there quick enough. He's actually late with his swing. He's late. That's what it is. He's not getting the barrel to the ball, and that's why he's hitting the pop-up.
Plane trouble last night. I know we just got in here today. They had the night game, as you well know, because you got in here today.
Yes.
And that's not going to have enough oomph on it, huh? Kind of a surprising development here for the man who, with 6 more homers, will be at 600. The man who is 4th all-time on the home run list, trailing just Aaron, Ruth, and Mays. That's it.
Well, this could be the biggest upset since the Dodgers traded Mike Piazza.
Oh, no. I doubt it.
Yeah.
But
well,
presents an interesting final.
594 home runs don't get it into the next round. So a surprise. Barry Bonds did not make it. But for the Milwaukee fans, not that they didn't want to see Barry hit anymore, but Richie Sexson is going to get in. So the Brewer fans will have their man to root for again. See, the first guy's over to him with the pitchers, Tom Glavine, like, now why are you doing that now? Right?
Exactly.
How can he do that?
Actually, he actually, I don't want to say he was tired, but he was not getting the barrel of the bat to the ball as Barry normally does.
Now, let me ask you something. Richie Sexson saying if Bonds doesn't get 6, I get in. Do you think he really felt he was going to get in the second round?
Well, probably not, but like I say, a big upset.
Barry's a trooper. I mean, he did get in early this morning and probably wasn't on top of his game physically, but went out there and nonetheless.
So the second round beckons with Sosa and Giambi et al. We started with 8 here at Miller Park, and now we're down to the final 4. Now we go head-to-head. It'll wipe out the last totals, 3 against 2, so Paul Konerko will hit first, Jason Giambi will hit second. The winner of that will take on the winner of number 4, Richie Sexson, and number 1, Sammy Sosa. And here are the 4 that are still have a shot to win $250,000. It's Michelle Horn with Richie Sexson, Brewers hat.
Hey, is it the same format?
Paul Konerko is going to be up first against Jason Giambi. You know what? And I gotta give Rich Eisen credit. He came over and said the bullpen coach of the Diamondbacks, Jeff Matuzas, who was pitching to Barry Bonds, he's going to be included in all the future pitcher-catcher meetings as if he's a member of the staff when they play the Giants.
Well, he found a hole.
Yeah.
He did. But I think that hole closes up when Barry gets
exactly. You're right. Yeah, it's like the age-old story. Oh, this is how you pitch that guy. Next thing,
yeah.
All right, next theory.
Next round, and we go with 10 more at-bats. 10 more outs, I mean. And here's a long shot for Konerko, who, remember, started this thing, so he's sacked for a long time.
Talent. That's talent right there. Sit around for an hour and come off the bench and hit a bomb.
But the one thing they do now, they go in the bat room and hit off the batting
soft
tee.
toss.
Yeah, hit off the batting tee or hit in the cage. They get loose, stay loose.
Wow.
And this is the center. It won't go far enough. Last year, Luis Gonzalez beat Sammy Sosa in the finals, even though Jason Giambi was amazing. Hit 14 in the first round. 2000 in Atlanta, Sosa beat Griffey.
How about that stance, Mike?
Yeah, I was just noticing that. He's on the plate a little bit, but he's open, so it looks like he likes the ball in, and he just takes the hands to the ball. Doesn't overswing, and that's why he's hitting the ball extremely hard this year. All right, it's Cable.
Yeah.
Joining us in Jason Giambi, who will be up against Konerko, and then in the second semifinal is Richie Sexson, who certainly he joins us now and has quite a 9-out rally you have.
Yeah, I just couldn't get into a groove, and I started to get a little bit warmed up and trying to be as selective as possible. It's tough, but unfortunately I got some pitches, and I drove the ball pretty well the last few outs.
You know, when you figure, okay, Barry Bonds doesn't hit 6, that's the only way I get in, did you figure you were done?
Yeah, I had a pretty good idea that I wasn't going to make it in, but I hadn't planned on it. I was just kind of laying around. I knew somebody would beat 6, but I snuck in there.
How about the home crowd for you?
Oh, they're great. They've always supported me 100% since the trade. So it's been great.
How many outs? 4 or 5?
The roof is closing here. They're afraid. You know, one of you guys might hit that.
If they close, the ball's not going to carry. That's for sure. They better keep it open for maybe about another 20 minutes.
They must expect some thunderstorms. There's a shot by Konerko. Back. Gone. Now, Rich, you've always been, a home run hitter, certainly with a big swing and everything. But when you're up there at batting practice with guys like Mike, with Barry Bonds, with Sammy Sosa, did you want, okay, here, all-star game, etc. This is where I play every day. What am I doing here?
I don't think so.
I don't mean that. I know that you well earned.
No, I understand. It's you're a little bit in awe. My first one, I'm very fortunate to have had it in my home stadium, that's for sure. It's, just the little things, driving around, staying at home, just the little things made it exciting. So there we go.
Here we go. I'll tell you what, you think this was exciting, wait until tomorrow.
Yeah.
The game itself, and you deserve that, to be able to play in your hometown is very special. I don't know if you'd ever had that opportunity, Mike. I didn't either. I didn't, and to be able to play in your hometown is going to be special for you.
Yeah, it is. It's going to be a good time.
Boy, here's Paul Konerko, meanwhile, guys, who is warming up. He was a big can't-miss prospect in the minors. Minor League Player of the Year with the Dodgers system, as Mike, you well know. Albuquerque, he was off the charts in '97. But the Dodgers traded him for Jeff Shaw with Cincinnati in '98, and then at the end of '98, the Reds sent him out of the White Sox for Mike Cameron, who then went on to hit 4 homers in a game this year. So Konerko came up with big. Well, you knew him as in the minor leagues.
Absolutely.
Mike, right?
I knew, and again, I'm not going to say I told you so, but you could just tell I told you so. This guy definitely was a player. And it just took a little bit longer to develop than some guys. Some guys come in right off the bat and they're hot and have immediate success, and some guys take a couple of years to feel comfortable. And Paul now is obviously coming into his own. As far as just a tremendous hitter. And as I said, I believe a legitimate Triple Crown candidate, because he's got a great eye and knows the strike zone and is driving in runs and everything.
must be the same with you, Rich. I mean, you came to Cleveland where so many great hitters, hard to find a spot. Here's your home. You must feel like a different ball player than when you were through the Indians.
Yeah, most definitely. It's been a blessing in disguise. I mean, you know, when you're in Cleveland, you know, it's a little different because of the winning and whatnot and the tradition that was there. But I think over here I've got the opportunity to play a position that I know how and play every day in a lineup, and it's definitely made me a lot more comfortable. So, you know, it's just it's one of those things. It's a blessing.
Business at hand. You got to go up against Sammy Sosa.
Okay.
What's your strategy?
Oh,
good luck.
Try to hit as many as I can. That's my strategy.
You don't think you'll need more than 12, do you?
I might. It might take 12 to get into this next round. The ball's flying right now.
Well, we'll let you get loose.
Right. Okay. They're closing the roof by the time we get there.
That's
good luck.
Sure.
All right, Richie Sexton, thanks. Good luck. Paul Konerko very quietly with another six-spot for him, and you know, he's up against Jambi. That's not a bad number to put up second time around, right?
Well, second time, as you mentioned, I think more of the guys are getting a little tired, a little more fatigued, and it's going to be tougher to have those huge numbers.
And that one the roof almost closed on it. You know, he almost, right? He almost hit the roof as it was closing. So Konerko with 6, and Jason Jambi will have a shot to better that number and move to the finals. He's up next. Welcome back to the Century 21 Home Run Derby for 2002. Yeah, the roof is closing as they must expect some T-storms in the area, and we'll see if that makes a difference in the home runs here in the second round. This copyrighted telecast is presented by authority of the Commissioner of Baseball, may not be reproduced or retransmitted in any form. The accounts and descriptions of this game may not be disseminated without express written consent. Don't miss the battle to see which league is the greatest. Best of the best who compete in the Major League Baseball All-Star Game July 9th. Don't miss it. One of those playing alongside Richie Sexton for the National League, and Sammy Sosa will be our compatriot, Mike. 10 for 10, Mike. 10 for 10, Mike. Good luck in the game.
All right, thanks, man. I'm looking forward to it. Again, this is just part of this amazing event. So far, Milwaukee's been a great host. This is unbelievable. People are fired up.
They are. Chris Berman, Mike Piazza, Joe Morgan with you here live at Miller Park. The number on the board for Jason Jambi the best is 6. Paul Konerko a good job with 6 to open up the semifinals. If they tie, there's no tiebreaker, then we go to penalty kicks, Mike. We have a blast off, if you will. We'll explain it if we get to that. But a good start for Jason Jambi, just missing the bullseye.
Konerko with a great effort in his first contest.
Right, exactly. See, that's a sign right there of a little fatigue. That ball got in on Jason, and that's what was happening to Barry. He was not getting the barrel of the bat out there.
Yeah, these guys are going to start sucking the oxygen out of Miller Park pretty soon.
Exactly. People forget. I mean, you only have so many great swings in your arsenal per day.
And there's a good one right there. Now look at Sammy, our first round leader with 12. How many?
But now what you see, instead of those 470-foot home runs, you're going to see the 380s and the 390s.
Yeah. Puny shots.
Yeah, those little, little flare.
It's just fitting that the home run derby is here in the city, as we mentioned at the very beginning, where Hank Aaron made his name, Joe. As that one is just blasted by John. Oh, man! It's halfway up the board.
What did I say about those long home runs?
Yeah, he said that...
he brought it back.
Right. So 3 homers for Jambi. He's going up against Paul Konerko of the White Sox, who had 6.
You can hear a little more effort there.
That's what I said down one. I said, if you don't think that ball cleared that fence.
Scott Rowland, Kurt Schilling, National League, Phillies and D-backs. That one to right center field. Back it goes. Way up high. Back, and oh, Canada. It almost hit the Canadian flag. He's longer this round than he was the last round.
Oh, I got it. I got it.
You take it. Right back behind us. Pudge Fisk has a chance. Oh!
You got to call it.
Pudge.
I think you just tell by the sound, too. Right. I mean, we've obviously done a few of these, and that sounds just a little flat. Yeah. The ones that do leave have a tuning fork type of pitch. There we go.
Oh, that went to center field. Is it going to have No.
Got it? Cameron, put that flat.
Paul Konerko joining us now. As we watch with 4 outs left for Jason Giambi. Good job, Paul.
Hey, thanks.
First one, I mean.
Yeah, I'm just trying to,
I'm just happy to be here.
I am happy to be here. I am. Yeah, I mean, it's kind of nerve-wracking up there, but I got great BP. I think that's the key to this whole thing. I got strikes, and, that was the big part.
I talked to you before, and you had your back turned to the Sosas and the Bonds, you said, I'm not watching this, right?
That's right. My whole goal tonight was not how, but how many, because I knew these guys were going to be hitting balls about 5 times as far as I was. So, and I was right. They are hitting some bombs. Sosa's hitting some balls out of sight.
You're right there, though. Don't sell yourself short.
You're 2 outs away from moving to the finals here.
Yeah,
Let's watch this, Paul.
All right.
1 out away.
Oh boy, I'm going to get really nervous.
Actually, your second round, did you get tired? Were you tired?
A little bit.
Yeah, exactly.
I started getting long, getting around some balls. I hit some balls foul.
Right.
And then I tried to stay back. I jammed on a few, so it's tough.
It's tough to keep dropping that head out there. Yeah. Start to muscle up, come around the ball.
Well, we have a little suspense now. Back, and way up there in right center. So now. Aaron Stock rooting for her house, for Giambi. But meanwhile, this is what we call suspense. There's not a ton of it in this event.
There's one.
And oh man, way back, and we're tied at 6. So now, like a golfer, you got to go to the driving range and the putting green, Paul, just in case there's a one-hole playoff.
I'll be honest with you, I wish I was going to the driving range.
Well, it looks like the driving range here.
It is here. There's some drivers being hit.
If he doesn't hit a homer, you guys get 1 swing apiece. You get a swing, he gets a swing. You get a swing, he gets a swing. If you both, the result is different, it's over.
All right, go ahead. Go get him, get loose.
So go get him, Paul.
Good luck.
Right. Sorry to tie you up here. Thank you. So this is what we call a swing off.
Make it interesting.
Penalty kicks. Sudden death hole.
But if the first guy hits one, the second guy gets his swing as well.
Oh yeah. You don't win.
Yeah.
It's not an overtime goal.
It's not really a sudden death. So.
How about Giambi hitting 2 at the end, huh?
Get loose.
Oh boy, I gotta go. So now 1 swing each. The first ever. Swing off doesn't. A blast off. You like that?
Yeah.
A blast off.
Swing off, you could take just 1 swing and the total distance of each hit. So if you hit a ground ball, you're in trouble. If you hit a fly ball to the track, you win.
Yeah, a blast off.
You have to hit a home run.
Yes,
right?
you do.
Okay, there we go.
If they each hit a homer, they come back.
Right.
If they each ground out, then they come back.
We're in uncharted waters.
Yeah, this is but I don't know if I can handle this.
This is too much suspense.
Yeah. I mean, you've been in 7th games of the World Series, with Pudge Fisk right behind us.
Exactly.
But this doesn't compare to 75.
Pins and needles.
I mean, my God.
But it is exciting.
It's like the Mookie ball.
Just because Jim Burton laid one into you. I mean,
Wait a minute.
Oh, no.
Mike,
Come on.
Slide piece down and away.
One of the great clutch hits in history.
Slide piece, man.
They just went out and raked it. Cal's getting loose now.
Cal and one of his daughters. Konerko, did he break the bat on it? He may have broken the charts, though. This is way up, and yeah, I think it snapped. I think he got the bat on.
Yeah, he did. But I've seen a lot of broken bat home runs this year. They still go. Look at that thin handle, Mike.
Oh.
I need a bat.
That's thinner than yours.
Like Frank Howard said.
So how about this now?
Buggy whip.
If Giambi doesn't hit a homer, Paul's got to use a brand new bat here. And they may not have a ton of his here.
Well, you bring your own. If you go to the All-Star game, you bring a couple of bats.
He's got to have a bat.
You have to have one for the game. A couple.
Tom Ryan and Aaron Stock, very interested watchers of this. The winner stays alive with a chance for $250,000 house.
More.
Well, it's going to be interesting to see it because it doesn't look like Konerko has another bat. I saw Giambi bring a couple out.
Oh, he's going to have to use another one, huh? Another. Oh, no, he won't, because Giambi sends it back, and into the finals with perhaps the longest one he's hit tonight. Wow, the first ever blast off. And Paul Konerko did well. Jason Giambi into the finals, almost got a fan $1 million. I mean, that was a blast. Here's Rich Eisen.
All right, Jason Giambi, were you guessing fastball there?
I was geared up, 3-0.
And I guess you needed a little drama for you to gain the finals here.
I just wanted to give the fans some extra swings.
The very first ever winner of a swing-off here at the Home Run Derby.
I'll take it, definitely.
All right, Jason Giambi in the finals. Let's see who joins him, Chris.
All right, Rich, thank you. That blast, guys, was 488. That was the longest one that he hit tonight.
A blast and the blast off.
That's my house, says Aaron Stock.
Whitman's getting that ball.
Oh, it's a tough crowd here, boy.
So Giambi in the finals to face either Sammy Sosa or the hometown hero Richie Sexson. All right, so Jason Giambi is into the finals with a blast on a blast off to beat Paul Konerko with an extra swing. Richie Sexson against Sammy Sosa, and when Sexson came up, this is how it sounded in Spanish on ESPN Deportes.
Vamos a estar empatados a lo profundo y no.
That's back in Spanish.
Oh, man.
That's Ernesto Jerez. Does he still have a voice? That was about an hour and a half ago. That's a great call.
That's great.
That's it. My job is done. I've just been fired.
There you go.
Here's the crown for Richie Sexson. Michelle Horn from Georgia, alive for a house. And this house of
the rising sun.
Yeah, he is the rising sun here in Milwaukee. I don't think that's what they're playing for, Mike.
No.
Although I tell you what,
great song,
a free CD of Eric Burden and the Animals' greatest hits will be thrown in.
Very nice.
Right? Richie Sexson, 42,200 here. Sell out at Miller Park, looking for him to go a yard. It's a long way up. And he knows, though, he told us, right, with the roof closed, although Giambi hit it farther, he already was thinking, uh-oh. What kind of number does he have to put up against Sandman? I know you never know.
Well, that's a good question. I think he definitely has to get 4 or 5. Because there's no doubt that most of these guys are going to be a little fatigued.
Yeah.
But Sammy Sosa, remember, he hit a long time ago. He's had time to relax, so now he's going back and loosen up before he comes out.
Do you think he's serious? Dusting off the towel there?
Looks like a fighter. He's in the tunnel. He's coming out. That's great. Lennox.
Yeah, he does. Speaking of rock and roll, I just got to get this in. Sorry you weren't here in time, Mike. The Eagles played for 3 hours here last night in Milwaukee.
Well,
it was. And believe it, we did take it easy.
Yeah, we had three-hour rain delays.
Sorry about that.
Oh man, you're just killing my vibe right now.
Well, we got Eric Burden and the Animals. They were great. Len Fry, Don Henley, Joe Walsh, Timothy B. Schmidt, the boys. Quite a show. They're on a Midwest tour. Remember, Sexton began 0 for 4 in the first round and came on strong at the end.
He likes to do it with his back against the wall.
His longest one was 480. Well, does this stay fair? Oh, just missed it.
We got the cause. Wow.
Now looking for that groove that he was talking about.
That's what's interesting. Remember what Konerko said. He said either you get out in front and get around the ball or you try to wait a little longer and you're late.
Catch fire, man.
And that's exactly what we just saw there. He got around it, pulled it foul, then he waited on that one and he was late.
Oh, and when you are tired, it's tough to find that because you're always a little bit, like you said, in front or behind.
Like that.
Oh, man, he got all of that one. Back.
Kota Watumi. That's what it hit. Yikes.
Oh, man, that ball had hair on it.
I'm going to have to differ with what Nomar said that this is not a small ballpark. Because that was a line drive and it was right out of here.
But you look at the distances, it looks like a traditional size field.
But it carries well.
Yeah, I just think the ball carries unbelievably there. I mean, the complete polar opposite to the place that it replaced.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. Because, I mean, you hit balls there and they just die. Down the corners, you could wrap them around the pole, but it's center field, right center. It did not carry that well.
I don't know how well they go in April here, right?
Well,
they started to tell a story. The longest home run hit here was Cecil Fielder, but he went 502 out of County Stadium and it landed in a truck that stopped on its way to Madison. So ball estimated 25 miles.
There you go.
That's a true story.
Man.
Had to get that in. There's one of those in Crosley Field, Joe, with Ernie Lombardi landed in a dump truck on the highway in Cincinnati.
And the toy cannon, Jimmy Wynn.
Yes. Look at Sammy. Well, Sexton hit 3 home runs with 9 outs the first time. He's going to need to do something similar, you would think. Oh, that's going back, and no. I may incorporate that, Joe.
You might. That works.
Watch your jab. Keep your hands up. Stick and move.
Right.
Stick and move.
Well, here's 1 home run with 9 outs.
He definitely needs a couple more.
Yeah.
Because 3, it would be a bigger upset than the Barry Bonds.
Yes.
Well,
here's one of them. Back, and gone. So Richie Sexton turning on the heat here. Mr. 9 out.
9 outs. Clutch, Mr. Clutch.
It's over here. Mike, shed the mask, will you please?
I got it.
Now he put a couple up at the end with a 4. Richie Sexton with a standing O here at his hometown of Milwaukee, his home park. Go ahead.
No. Se va, se fue.
Now that's a classic home run wrap, huh?
Arms extended.
And Michelle Horn from Moultrie, Georgia, had some fun. And she knows now that Sammy Sosa stands between her and a chance to win some real estate. Sammy's homers have covered up a lot of real estate. We'll be back.
ESPN's presentation of the 2002 Century 21 Home Run Derby, brought to you by Century 21, real estate for the real world, and in part by Rocky Mountain Cold Coors Light. Cold down easy.
Welcome back to Miller Park here in Milwaukee, where Jason Giambi's in the finals, and Richie Sexson just hopes that Sammy Sosa gets real cold in a hurry.
Well, again, Sammy was so hot the first round, be hard to believe that he can't hit 4 here.
He had 5 over 500 feet, 8 over 480, 524, 520, 512, 502, 502.
Well, even if he doesn't win the contest, he's won the fans.
Yeah.
Right.
I mean, he's their hero. And mine, too. 520 feet, man, you know?
Goodness.
And here comes, as if you guys called it, a prize fighter into the ring, Sammy Sosa. Well, he hit 12 in the first round, which was one of the best ever that we've seen. Third best. Of course, Jason Giambi, you know, it sounds like he doesn't have this down, too. Last year, this year, consistent. So here is Sammy Sosa. Plays ball 90 miles south of here. All of a sudden, you know, Brewers go to the National League. That's a Cub Brewer is a nice car ride back and forth. A little rivalry here. So the fans, even though he plays for the opponent, they like him here. Hey, when Milwaukee was American League, you know, after the Braves were gone, but when they were American League for a while, a lot of Cub fans. That was the Cubs or their National League team up here. Some. So let's see how Sammy starts off, guys. Almost like an expectancy in the park. You got quiet a little bit. Oh.
A little late.
Yeah. Sounded like he was going to make a putt. Everyone's gassed out from yelling the first round, probably, right?
Yeah, we know who that fan's hero is. Right there. Sammy Sosa, 33 years of age, has 478 homers now. Charles Keegan from Londonderry, New Hampshire, is the man who is the newest Cub fan now. Not a lot of Cub fans up in New Hampshire until right now. Hoping for that $250,000 home.
What's the capital of New Hampshire?
Concord.
There you go.
Concord, New Hampshire. White Mountains, New Hampshire. Oh, man! That one was a white mountain right there. Or a blue dart. You know, Sammy has 56 multi-homer games, and the reason I say that, that's 6th all-time. But it just gives proof that when he gets hot, he's one of the great all-time. When I'm hot, there's nowhere to pitch him hitters. Oh!
That was a home run.
Yeah. It'd be interesting here because if he passes Sexson, should he stop is the question.
Probably. Would you?
Yes.
Sure.
But I don't know if...
I'm sure you will. You have to. I mean...
Save your energy if you're able to pass him.
He goes the other way with this. Deep to right. Back it goes. balls. No. Wow, that was an odd ball, huh?
Well, I think it just shows you how strong he is because, I mean, that ball was in on him. He inside out down the right field line, and it still hit it out.
It's like he highlighted out the Sesta line.
Yeah.
Sesta. It was a regular rebote. Oh, my goodness gracious. Bang. It's over everything. It's out the window. There it is. They got the ball out there. Shades of Waveland Avenue, huh? Hit me. He did. How about that? Hit me, Sammy, and he gets the ball.
Wow. Well, he needs one more.
He almost hit the prop stand.
You can't do that, please. No. And you know the color of the shirts that they're wearing in the National League, you guys look like they belong on brats, right? Doesn't it? I've never seen that color on a baseball uniform before.
Give me a brat.
A brat and a Polish. Sammy will decide if he hits another home run, if he'll continue, but he's got to hit that first. That last one, 506. His 6th 500-foot home run. Another day at the office.
Yeah.
All right. Got 5 outs. Needs 1 home run before he gets to 10 outs. And it will be, and this would be if this happened, guys. Usually a guy in the first round like McGuire at Fenway or Jambi at Seattle. This would be the guys who have hit the most all the way along if it goes that way.
Sure.
You know? We usually haven't seen that, Joe.
No, because Jambi hit the most last year.
Yeah, and McGuire before.
Yeah.
You know.
6 outs. What are the chances of seeing 2 blast-offs in the same contest?
We may not be able to recover from it.
I'm going to go out on a limb and say we will not have another blast.
I'm going to go out on a limb and say, here comes a blast-off right now.
I'll go out on a limb and say he will hit one.
Okay. I'll take that, Joe. I'm going to go with Joe on this one.
Yeah, I don't think so. I don't think we're having another blast-off.
I think so.
No, that's duck cooking, though. That was sinking.
Yeah. Well, a little more suspense here. I'm just trying to keep the viewers, Joe.
Oh, that's
you
good.
have to.
It's my business.
Who would have figured the odds of 2 blast-offs in the same contest?
A double
I hit a wall
blast-off.
too, and
A 2 blast-off? That would be an Apollo.
I could.
A Gemini, at least. Duh.
Twin. There you go.
Duh. You know, Apollo's 3.
Right.
Of course, we have one in the finals. So oh, my goodness. This is going all the way to Oshkosh, Wisconsin.
And Sammy's already walking off, so he has decided that that's enough.
That's
oh,
enough for me.
my goodness. How about the ones that Jambi wins on and Sosa wins on, boys? Sammy Sosa just hit another. I'm going to give it 500 plus.
That's got to be
one
one of the farthest balls I've seen hit. Period.
518. How do they come up with that? We have a protractor out there.
That looked like the longest one to me.
Didn't it? I mean, where is this headed? Oshkosh.
That was the one out in the stadium.
Is this the last one, guys?
This is the one
this on the street. Tell you what, that's pretty good reflexes knowing you can't see anything.
Ugh. That's some torque.
Well, the one thing that they all have in common as he flips the bat away is you do not see any of them rolling their hands over. I mean, all their bats, when they hit these home runs, in a perfect position, kind of underneath it a little bit.
Generating some torque.
Yeah.
Wow! So the guys who've hit the most and who've hit the longest will blast off against each other for the championship here at Miller Park. This has been a great home run derby, and we should tell you that coming up next, more fun. The 2002 Radio Shack MLB All-Star Celebrity Softball Game. George Brett, Ozzie Smith, Don Mattingly, Peekaboo Street, Dale Earnhardt Jr., all sorts of athletes. Plus a special performance by the Counting Crows. Radio Shack All-Star Celebrity Softball Game. Following this, our Century 21 Home Run Derby right here on ESPN. Now, if you see little drops there, you're not hallucinating. They shut the roof, but there's a couple of holes, I guess, up there. And we've had some of the longest thunder both outside and inside, courtesy of Jason Giambi and Sammy Sosa. If you're keeping track of this, and you really would have to be a stat nut. But that is the record, 26-1 Derby. And Sammy.
There we go.
Yeah, there it is. You know what? I got my ball. I'm not going to wait for the next one. Wow. Mike and Joe, did you roll up the windows on our car?
Oh, darn. Hold on. I'll be right back.
So here we are in the finals of the Century 21 Home Run Derby. Jason Giambi. Ooh, just short. Look at these guys. It's like these are the two guys that came to win it, right? I mean, I know it sounds dumb, but the way they approached at the plate, weren't they the most serious?
Well, and maybe it's good because remember last year Giambi hit the most and didn't get into the finals.
Right.
Sammy was disappointed because he didn't have a good contest last year. So
you think that one might carry, Joe?
I think it might.
All right, so that's Aaron Stock from Abensburg, Pennsylvania for Jason Giambi, and it's Charles Keegan from Londonderry, New Hampshire. Online for a $250,000 home if their man wins it. They've got Sosa. Jason fouls that one back. So 2 outs here. By the way, that was some serious lightning we just saw through the window up here.
I got a couple of raindrops falling on my head, too.
Mike, the mask, please. How would we be doing sitting here with all this stuff in the pouring rain, huh?
I was going to say.
So a salute to the roof that closes in 10 minutes here at
Miller Park here. The roof closes and taking this act inside.
Giambi making this ball go almost outside. Back, gone.
Very nice.
It's a sweet swing. So you look around, not many people have left. Of course, no one's going to leave right now.
That's true. We have a captive audience, so to speak. But
this ball can't be held captive.
Just right of the side.
My goodness. That's about the 4th one he's almost made someone $1 million. Maybe Bud has it under his seat. I don't know. You think the commissioner does?
I doubt it.
Well, you never know. Giambi, I tell you what, these balls are going to bring rain themselves.
Very nice.
Jason with a full 2/3 of the way to a Moses Malone. Full.
You get delirious. We're getting delirious.
Well,
he is getting delirious.
Yeah. You know what? How many backs can you say in 2.5 hours?
That might have the sign.
That just missed the sign again.
Everyone's checking under their seat. We would have free financial advice from A-Rod on that.
Third run.
Where to invest that $1 million, right?
You're rough.
Well, come on.
True. 492 feet was the last one, guys. So his have gotten longer as we've gone along. Got under that a little bit too much.
Sammy's getting ready, man. Sammy.
Oh, Sammy.
Cool water.
He's got his cut man sitting right behind him. He's got, that ball was like off a Prince tennis racket on the sweet spot. Meanwhile, Sammy, I think Sammy needs more than the cut man the way John. Who did Ali use? Bundini Brown, the spiritual leader. Oh, does this stay fair?
No.
Ooh.
Had too much topspin. We haven't seen a lot of that in this contest.
But that's what happens when you get tired, as you say. You start to roll it a little bit, roll your hands.
Well, you mentioned Walt Horiniak about 2 hours ago, didn't you, Mike?
You roll it. Oh, man.
Jason Giambi, New York Yankees. This one keeps going and going. It's gone.
I don't think Walter would like a lot of these hits tonight. A lot of these home runs.
It is a home run derby.
Head down the other way.
When we have an opposite field double derby, he we'll do that. My vote's with Tony Gwynn, lifetime for that. These hits are so amazing. I don't know if you could hear that thunder at home. These hits are thunderous, and so is the weather. Jason Giambi providing some thunder of his own. This one will just miss it.
Stay out there.
Well, he's even 7-7. See? Now that's later. That's after we're done, okay?
I was going to say, did you order for the bar?
It's on me. You went out to roll up the windows. I'll take care of that.
7-7.
Yeah, see?
With a twist.
And with a definite twist.
Jason thinks he's at Yankee Stadium with the porch.
Yes, he does.
Yeah. Jeez.
He introduced himself to that thing at 296 pretty well. That's what it used to be.
Oh. Well, I saw Mike take one over there about 2 Saturdays ago.
It's Shea, the guy would have been coming in. But I'll take it.
Yeah.
Trust me. No complaints here.
7 homers for Giambi. 1 out to go. Does he have a couple left? Jason had 11 in the first round, 7 in this round. That's last round and 7 here. Oh, it's off the wall. But a very impressive final round performance for Jason Giambi with a 7 spot. The old hockey stick. Pretty impressive job. 25 homers.
Well, it's very impressive, in the third round to get on a roll like he did.
Oh, God.
He gets good extension here. I mean, none of these balls are coming down very quickly. I mean, he's staying right. Watch how level he stays. His top hand stays right underneath it. Look at that. Beautiful.
Well, I know the Yankees just acquired some pitching help with Weaver because Willie Randolph obviously is not the answer. Okay?
Very nice. Oh, I love it.
I'm warming up late, Mike. And so he has 7 homers in the final. His longest one was here, 492. Sammy Sosa, the magic number is 7 to force a final blast-off. 8 to win it here in Milwaukee. Don't go away.
I'm Reese Davis. Later on SportsCenter, our baseball's records painted. A home run king is crowned. Trade talk, sprinting sausages. All-star festivities straight from Miller Park. Plus, look, no fans. Join Stuart Scott and me, SportsCenter, 11 Eastern.
Well, there's our car, boys. This is what's happening outside. And what's happening inside is some thunder and some lightning by Jason Giambi, who joins us now. Man, Mike Piazza, Joe Morgan, Chris Berman, and Jason Giambi, and consistency.
I'm about 200 pounds now. It's a sauna out there.
You got anything left?
No, I'm done. So, now it's up to the manimal to see what he does.
How about the sounds that he hit?
He's a straight cartoon character. I mean, what he does is unbelievable.
It's like I said, the ball just exploded off the bat.
I mean, and he's just locked in. He gets in there and gets those feet far apart and it's unbelievable what he does with baseball.
Yeah, but you were locked in. I mean, your longest one seemed to come at the end. You know, you almost hit that $1 million sign about 5 times.
I was trying to work it out there. Trying to work that draw into it out there.
That was a great job, Jay. You have fun doing this?
I have a ball. I love doing it. It's fun.
Now, one of your coaches told me that last week, very quietly, you had that home run swerve on in the cage.
I was trying getting ready for it because he asked me to be in it, and I was trying to lift and separate a little bit.
So Willie Randolph is not the new closer for the Yankees? Is that he did a good job for you?
He was giving them up pretty good there.
Well, here's Sammy Sosa. Jace, you can watch with the rest of us, and it's
a base hit up the middle.
Yeah. Hey, so Schilling, every ground ball, he would say, well, it's a 6-4-3 double play.
Yeah, he's over there counting double plays, and I can get him out, up and in, up and in.
He's scouting you guys.
Maybe it's better to hit first with a guy like this, Jace. I mean, not to worry about, okay, he has X, I got to get Y.
Yeah, last time I faced him in Seattle, I did the same thing. I hit first and, put it on and let him go. And let him go for it, definitely. Let him swing. And like I said, it's fun to watch him hit. It really is.
Fun to watch you hit, too.
Yeah, good job, Joe.
I was hitting wall scrapers.
A lot of modesty around here, huh? Everyone comes over. I'm just happy to be here.
God willing.
Everything will work out for me. Oh, man.
I'll tell you what, it's gotten hot in here, too. Ever since they closed the roof, it's like a sauna in here.
I haven't noticed.
I couldn't tell by
really?
Yeah.
I'm on my 4th shirt. So now our director, Jimmy Moore, is going to prove I'm on my 4th shirt. Good
He's
job.
going to do the reruns.
I mean, Sexton thought who plays here that when the roof closed it wouldn't go as far, but it seemed like you hit yours farther.
They were still traveling, but not as good.
Yeah.
I mean, there was a few line drives that earlier were staying up, and here they were just kind of top spinning down.
Meanwhile, you put up a touchdown and an extra point, and Sammy's got nothing so far. You're playing some good defense.
Sitting pretty.
Sammy's got to get in that groove.
Block that kick.
You're in the clubhouse.
Yeah.
It's like Tiger in the clubhouse.
Yeah, just watching everybody else sweat it out.
Sid. Starting to keyhole him.
Yeah. He's a master at this thing. He can lock him in better than anybody.
The little nervousness in the crowd here now. Hey, did you feel? I mean, you had that great first round last year, and you never got a chance to win the whole thing.
I couldn't really get going. I was tired after that, and and of course I faced, like I said, the Manimal in the second round.
But now you've prepared for the contest.
Yes.
Yeah, I had a strategy.
You've seen the day where players are preparing for the home run contest.
A 15-round.
It's an art.
It's about I've been working out, had the towel.
These vitamins.
Sandy's got 4 outs and nothing to show
It's like
for
the whole take your vitamins and say your prayers.
Exactly. They told me it was hot in here. I went in the sauna, spent some extra time in the sauna, taking some dry hacks.
Well, Sammy's halfway to.
You're sitting pretty right now, buddy. Sammy's got to get hot.
Just like we saw Barry Bonds.
Never happened.
Aaron Stott is who you're playing for. Charlie Keegan, New Hampshireite, cheering for Sammy.
He's taking a little blow here.
Oh, yeah. Wait a minute. Time it. Let me get.
He's bringing in the ringer. Bringing in the Wonder Boy.
Let's try him. Wait a minute.
He's
it
changing
says,
back.
you know what it says on there? It's out of the natural.
The Wonder Boy bat.
Yeah, he's changing back.
I'm going to have to protest. I'm going to protest.
He went to see Robert Redford for a moment.
Hope he put some steak on that right now, so we'll all be eating it.
Yeah.
We're too close for that.
Oh, yeah. Man. I guess this is a stunner more than anything else, guys.
Yeah, but he can get as hot as anybody, though. He can start throwing 6 or 7 out there in a row.
Running out of, dare we say, in the Century 21 Home Run Derby, he's running out of real estate.
You've been waiting all night to say that.
Mike gives me the nod. I'm coming on in the finals, aren't I?
We've been so hot with those.
I got juiced after I heard the Spanish call. Oh. That's what happened.
That one's lathered.
Na 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 na. Go All right, so it's 7-1. A rouge, a CFL rouge, a single point.
He almost hit Rick Sutcliffe.
And, you know, you can do that.
That's okay.
You can hit his head for anything else.
Tell you what, yeah, him in that Hawaiian shirt and the MasterCard sign are about the same.
We've been on the air too long. Hey, Jason, we've been on the air too long. I think Mike and Chris.
Oh, man. Sammy with 7 outs, only 1 homer.
Sammy's got to get hot.
Chase, you trained for it, you worked for it, you're 3 outs away.
If this was the first round, I would
Yo,
say
Adrian, I did it.
But this is the 3rd round, a little tough.
Yo, Adrian, I love it. You're representing Shamrock Meats in this thing, huh?
Oh, my goodness.
That's going to get under that one.
It's got 2 to go.
It's not going to carry, just 2 to go. Think you need to stay stepping out of the box.
Hold on, it's rubbing off here. Hold on. Give me a few of those.
Well,
no, I just think he's gassed right now.
Yeah, well, you know, you can get hot in the first round and hit 10 or 12 in a row, but I don't think you can do that in the 4th round. I mean, you just run out of gas.
Well, the thing is, I talked to Willie right there, and I told he slowed it down a little bit for me too.
Good point. See, your strategy. See, look at it. Got some strategy.
I'm working it.
Came in with a technical plan and executed it to every detail.
And that's a good point.
Sosa needs 6 homers before he gets 1 out, or else we're sitting with the champ. How about that?
Nice.
There's your Aaron Stock. You're playing for that young lady from Evansburg, Pennsylvania, Jace. She wins a $250,000 house.
I'll take it. Take it. The gift that keeps on giving.
Al, and this could be it. It's the center field. But
thank you,
congratulations,
thank you.
Jason Giambi is your champion, as Sammy Sosa could not come up with it in the final round. Aaron Stock got the house. Jason Giambi gets the hardware. And we had one heck of a night, guys, of long ball. Wow. As that was consistency for a guy that's become one of the most consistent all-around hitters in baseball. Agree, fellas?
Well, I think he held up better than anyone else, and he had smart strategy. He said he told Willie Randolph to slow it down a little bit. I think that really worked in his favor.
But good to see you, man.
It's amazing how this contest just keeps evolving.
Right.
It's getting like an event. It's getting like the U.S. Open.
Blast offs,
exactly.
Right? So here's what he did, guys. That he hit longer as it went on. He told me last night he was looking to get 20. He did that. So Jason Giambi has won it. Rich Eisen is with the commissioner and the champion. Rich?
All right, ladies and gentlemen. Now here to present Jason Giambi with the trophy for being the champion of the Century 21 Home Run Derby of 2002 is the commissioner of baseball, Bud Selig.
Thank you very much, Rich. Well, Jason, congratulations. This is a wonderful night for you. Your performance was wonderful. On behalf of Century 21, here is the great trophy.
Jason Giambi, you tried to break through in Seattle, but I guess Milwaukee's your town.
Hey, I love it. It was unbelievable, you know, just to get a chance to participate in again. And Willie Randolph was unbelievable, just tossing him in there. And it was great to put on a show for the fans.
And let me introduce to you somebody who you really made very happy tonight. Aaron Stock of Evansburg, Pennsylvania, along with Van Davis, president of Century 21, and John Greenleaf, the executive vice president of marketing of Century 21, presenting Aaron with the key to her new home. Congratulations.
Thank you so much.
My pleasure.
Thank you. I just thank God, first of all, for bringing us here and for letting us win this house. It's so awesome. Thank you, God. Thank you.
And thank you, Jason Giambi, the winner of the Century 21 Home Run Derby. Back to you, Chris.
All right, Rich Eisen, thank you very much. Well, Jason Giambi right up there with the big guy, huh?
Well, She had her priorities straight, but
Yes,
yeah,
sir.
she did thank Jason, and that's what a great contest.
Mike, we enjoyed it. Thanks
That
for
was
joining
fun.
us again. Good luck tomorrow
No,
night.
thank you very much.
Joe Morgan. Okay. We see something new every year.
It's been fun.
Good being with you guys. For Mike
All right.
Piazza, Joe Morgan, Rich Eisen, and all of us here, I'm Chris Berman. Thanks for watching here from Milwaukee, our Century 21 Home Run Derby. The Radio Shack softball game next.